Out of the depths of hell, we start something new. Welcome to SideQuest Live. Tonight, Dungeon of the Week with DM Darcy. Welcome. Well, that was more dramatic than I meant to be. Here we go. Hey, everybody. We're on.
Hello. We're all here.
Hi,
Look at
Todd.
us. It's like 7 of us. It's ridiculous.
7? Now,
Anyway, hi. I'm Darcy. I'm running a new show. We're gonna call it Dungeon of the Week. It's gonna be a mess, and that's what you're all here for, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
sorry, messes.
Quick overview. This is a new show. We're going to focus on episodic storytelling in a consistent world. So even though each session is going to be kind of one-shot-ish, they're going to be the same characters, it's going to be the same setting, and there's going to be consequences that roll over into the next thing. I want to start with a little cinematic opening before we introduce all the characters and players. Our series opens with this long shot of these very, idyllic fields and hills, peaceful green grass, and lush forests. It's this settled land in the classic fairy tale way, where the kingdom is at peace, the roads are safe. We see fairies and pixies flittering over fields. We see playful gnomes tinkering with things. We see dwarves bartering. We see colorful Eladrin. And of course we see the occasional human as well. The camera pulls back so we can see the entirety of this realm from above, and the title card fades into view. Dungeon of the Week. So, let's meet our players. First and foremost, I'm Darcy. You can find me at twitch.tv/DarcyBits. They, them pronouns, please. And I will be your GM for this evening. Todd, do you want to start us off? Say name, who you are, how you know D&D, if you have anything to plug, that kind of thing. But, keep it short. There are 7 of us.
Absolutely. So, my name's Todd. I get to play. I was a longtime DM, so now I get to play, and I'll be playing a half-elf bard who's a sailor background. And that's pretty much it for me. I get to stop talking. Yay.
Great. I'm just choosing randomly. So, Bela, how about you now?
Okay, hi everybody, I'm Bela, and I'm going to be playing Kaylin, Megalana, and she is a half-elf cleric, and I'm going to be playing, the domain I'm going to be playing for this game is one that Darcy created. It's a homebrew, and I believe it's the Disease domain, so I'm really excited to try that out.
Yeah, I think we'll probably try and skim past characters for right now. We'll intro them as they arrive on the screen.
Gotcha.
But yes, I'll definitely give a quick overview of the Disease domain so people who are watching will be up to speed. Donnie, you want to jump in?
Donnie Groff. What is it you wish us to introduce?
Who are you? If anyone can find you. If you do anything on the internet, you can plug it. If you just want to say, hey, I'm Donnie, and this is how long I've been playing D&D, that works too.
Okay. Like I said, Donnie, and I have been playing Dungeons & Dragons since 1976.
Woohoo! Yeah!
But I am old school. I'm new to 5th edition. So I'm willing to give it a go.
Cool. Gordon?
Hey, Gordon. Longtime D&D player. Not quite as long as Donnie, but I'd say late 80s. And, happy to join a new campaign, new character. And I also make board games. And I have a board game that's actually going through production right now. So it's going to get created by end of August, early September, called Lost Ones. And I'll be at Gen Con demoing it.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
I'll throw the visual up later. People can check that out.
Cool. Bianca, do you want to
Sure,
jump?
thanks.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Bianca, otherwise known as Uncannytree. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Uncannytree368. I'm relatively new to D&D. I've played a little bit of 5e before, but it's been a while. So really, really excited.
Nice. And D. Or
Oh, yeah. B's good, if you're pronounced. I am not really much on yet. Sometimes I'm on things on Darcy's channel. And yeah, I don't have a ton of experience with D&D. I've played more better RPGs than D&D, but I've played a bit, and I'm excited for this game.
Nice. Sorry. All right. So,
also,
Dungeon of the Week. Go ahead, please.
Oh, also, I guess worth noting, I'm playing a Nostradamus, which is a homebrew class, which Darcy wrote, and we'll see how it goes.
2 homebrew things happening here.
Yeah.
Go over that when your characters arrive at the scene. So, Dungeon of the Week is going to be this game where we jump into a new sort of monstrous investigation. Let me actually back up a bit. Let me try that again. This is a world that is at peace and is good, and everything is great and happy and shiny and idyllic. It's also kind of low magic. There are like Eladrin and pixies, but wizards don't walk around day to day. You don't expect to see a sorcerer. These are things of legend and lore that most people would either believe as in the way that people believe in folklore or think of as pure myth. But you are the special few who are part of a secret order set to defend the common folk against not just the monsters that do in fact exist, but from the knowledge of them. Monsters twist the mind and cause people to just unravel. You've all probably witnessed such a thing happen to normal people. And so it's important to not just deal with the monsters, but try to keep things under wraps as you do so. And that involves things like magic and stuff most of the time as well. All of you have built characters with backgrounds as per normal 5e rules, but your background is also going to inform what you are currently doing. Your life is not pure adventure. You are called in, or you choose to investigate mysteries that you believe have monsters behind them when it is necessary. This means that most of the time you're doing your normal day-to-day thing. You might be based in one specific village, and we have to venture out when adventure calls, or you might travel from place to place and be on the road to quickly change course when needed, or even to hear about new mysteries and monsters. So your characters have a life outside of this, and from week to week probably will be skipping forward in time weeks or months between individual mysteries. So today we have a small little logging town that has that has had their water go foul overnight, basically. Something so rapid that it implies to you that monsters must be involved. Now, you might have been in one of the nearby villages that heard very quickly of this. You might be someone from the capital who, when word was sent back to get aid and wagons were brought with barrels of fresh water, you went with them to help distribute this, but then also deal with whatever is behind it. Or you might have been on the road trying to do what you normally do, and you heard about it on the way, just sort of happening in that direction. Whatever the method, you don't all have to have the same thing because you're not a dedicated party. You are the people that are part of your order who were able to get here the quickest and the easiest and help out the soonest. So quite possibly you're not traveling together. Maybe you met on the road before you came into town, or maybe you're coming in from completely different directions. It's completely up to you. So we open on this small little logging town. Todd, get ready to show a visual
Sure.
This is a little village that's, logs the forests in sort of the northwest area of the kingdom. Keep mostly to themselves, do have to send out, they send the lumber back to places that can use them and import a lot of stuff that they need. But they have one main well that supplies the water for the town, and it is... something's gone wrong with it. People are feverish and completely impotable and puking up what they drink. All those sorts of things. So we see as a carriage rolls into town with barrels of fresh water on the back and people start unloading them, we start to see individually or maybe together as you come in, meet on the road, our different characters. Todd, would you like to start by introducing your character? How do we see them arrive? What do they look like?
Well, Reese, at first glance, just looks like a kind of a regular traveler. He's got the cloak underneath, standard leather armor, just kind of well made, but sleeveless. And underneath, when he kind of extends his hand and brushes his hair back, kind of long, dark hair, almost like blue, and like a really dark, but long. And then he's got all these tattoos from his time at sea, all up and down, all in his arms, a few just peeking up on his neck, and a rapier at his side, and a grin on his face, a cocky grin. And he takes in the scene of this small town, kind of cracks his neck, and looks around and says, forests. Worst thing about forests, mosquitoes.
Very good. Gordon, how do we see it? Oh, what was the name of your character? I don't know if you said it or not, but let's make sure.
He calls back. It's like Reese. Reese Fairwind.
Reese. Very good. Gordon, do you want to see how we see you enter the field?
Sure. You see a fairly tall, muscular man in his early 20s, and he's wearing chainmail armor and a helm, and he's jogging in, sometimes moving faster, sometimes slower, almost like he's training for something, and he's just kind of like moving along at a steady pace and just very focused on like what he's doing, like he's a marathon runner. Mm-hmm. And his name's Tybalt, and he is an athlete, and he's treating this kind of like an exercise for a competition. So he's coming in, he's looking focused. He's not really kind of sauntering around, and that's him.
Cool.
Tybalt, slow down. It's
call me Ty.
It's not a race.
It's always a race.
It's always a race. Donnie, do you want to intro your character?
Yeah, I'm female Eladrin. Kind of dark-skinned. Not totally dark like a drow, but I am dark-skinned, and I have dark hair, very light blue eyes, tall. Age is, for our race, is young, but to most I would be an elder. Mm-hmm. I travel looking for knowledge.
Yes, and this reminds me of something that I completely skimmed over. With Reese, you said you're a half-elf, right?
Hmm?
Now,
Pointed
I don't
ears.
want to super directly connect Eladrin and elves. I know that's usually how it's done. I think that they come from maybe a similar root, but they're very different. And specifically, half-elves are not how most people would think of them. They are not the offspring of humans and elves. They are their own race. The legends go that elves were the gods' favorites. They kept remaking them over and over again to fit different environments and trying again and again to perfect the elves. Sea elves and wood elves and what have you. But all of the elves had a fatal flaw of vanity that caused them to devolve into these feral creatures. And the gods tried one more time to add humility to the elves, and that is what created half-elves. At least so the legends say.
Almost succeeded. Almost
succeeded. Well, as long as you don't turn into a slavering maw beast or something, they did a good enough job at keeping you humble. So, that's what that is, just to get that out right of the gate. Whereas the Eladrin are a lot more focused, are sort of almost not born of the trees and the seasons, but like are attuned to them in a way that also like the pixies and sprites are, because I should remind you that those do exist in the setting. We've seen them flying over fields and stuff.
The only thing worse than mosquitoes.
Yeah. Let us go to Bianca. You're also a half-elf, right?
I am also playing a half-elf. I am playing a half-elf fighter named Resvora Gilrick. When she walks into the scene, she's alone, standoffish. She's wearing leather armor. She has 2 short swords, one at either hip, and all of the other equipment that a traveler carries. She has brilliant red hair, and a beautiful face, but it's marred by these horrific scars all down one side of her face. And no one, even people who have met her before, which possibly some of you have, but no one knows where she got them from or how.
Cool.
Lots of rumors, but nobody knows for sure.
Oh yeah, probably spread some rumors yourself to make it seem more dramatic.
Maybe.
Yeah, so you probably actually do all recognize and know each other from either past adventures or just from like maybe some specialized training that you got at the order to.
I saw you at the mixer
today. Bela, would you like to introduce yourself, and we'll talk a bit about what being a disease cleric means.
All right, sure. Okay, so I'm playing Kaylin, and Kaylin is also half-elf. Interestingly, she also has very fire red hair. We did not do that together.
We didn't.
But when you see her, she's very erratic. She like almost as if she's walking around kind of confused. So she's got messy, really disheveled red hair. She's got a chain shirt on, and like she's got like her clothes are just kind of messy, like like she put them on when she was in the dark, mismatched, and she wears little wireframe glasses and kind of always looking down at the ground and just sort of muttering to herself things that she's trying to remember.
Very cool.
And yes, she's a disease cleric.
So yeah, first, clerics.
A scholarly type.
Yes, of course. First and foremost, as I mentioned before about how this world's kind of low magic, clerics that you would normally run into are not able to channel miracles, right? That is a thing of like heroes of legends do. And you are one of the special few who is able to do so as well. So you're probably like a priest or a cleric of your religion in your own right, but you are also a cleric that can channel miracles in the way that normal people cannot, normal priests cannot do. The disease domain was a subclass that I created because I didn't think that life domain really made enough sense for your common priest. Not for this setting specifically, but when I think about what would a cleric be if they weren't going out on adventures, being better at healing hit points isn't that useful when you're healing people with 4 hit points. So I wanted to be more like, what would actually plague a community? And plagues is what came to mind. So there's a few different things. When those features are called out, please draw attention to them so that we can keep any audience members up to in the loop, as it were. But all you really need to know is that... what would you say is the only thing you really need to know about a disease domain cleric?
that, oh God, I hadn't really thought about that. What is important to know about them? I don't know. I'm still learning the domain myself.
Great. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that my notes say that at level 1 you learn to not only have expertise in medicine to help you cure poisons and stuff, but you also learn to spread poisons and stuff with the poison spray cantrip. So that's fun.
Yes, that is true. I do have that. I
have both the power to heal and to hinder.
And also, I think part of one of the things I think that's unique about this is that she, at first level, can purify food and drink, and I think she does that quite a bit. So today might be a very good example of that, based on the little bit of the description that you've given. That seems to kind of be the reason why she might be here today.
Right. And I think before you mentioned that you're normally sort of a traveling healer, and so you're sort of always kind of on the road, and when you hear about something like this, you're able to get there pretty quickly because you're already mobile. Very good.
That's my full-time job.
Yeah, totally. And B, I've saved you to last because Nostromist is a big mess that I made for you to deal with. So how do we see your character enter the scene? What do they look like? And then I'll give a brief overview of what Nostromist means.
Yes, I think she kind of arrived earlier in the day. On her own card, she is by day she is a herbalist and apothecarian. I guess is
apothecary.
Apothecary, yeah. But she she is there to like kind of she was hot. This town ordered like a large supply of stuff from her earlier in the day, so she was on her way anyway. But
very cool.
She is she is
woman.
Yeah, she's she's a human woman, dark hair, relatively short for human.
Okay.
She and like kind of, I don't know, stocky.
Are you dressed anywhere particular? Show your craft at all?
Just not like not particularly like she's not dressed in any particular way. Just like kind of nice, I don't know, shopkeeper's outfit. Not like presentable, but not audacious. And she has like a belt of like flask around her waist.
Great. So a Nostromist is the class I made to fill the role of a potion master. Now I've heard that I can't think of their name. I hate them so much. I forgot their name. Artificers apparently can also go into potion making. I don't think the 5e1 was officially out when I made mine. Maybe by the time I finished mine it was out, but I hadn't read it or looked at it or anything. So it's very different. Basically, you are a spellcaster that has to prepare individual castings of your spells in the form of potions. Very much like old school D&D, where you have 3 castings of Cure Wounds, because that's how you did it back then. So you can whip up potions in, I think, like an hour, like in a short rest. But you only have so much magical potential that you can put into your potions. And once they are gone, you're still going to need the normal like night's rest to get back that energy to invest in your potions later. Did you prepare any potions for...
Yes, I did.
Today? Okay, because you can if you leave your spell slots unused, you can take a short rest and prepare some potions based on where you like the scenario, or you can come into town with your potions already made up, but then they're in the potions and you can't get the spell slot back.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I should also say, like, she is, like, you know, in Fangwood setting, she is mostly a herbalist in, like, her day-to-day life. Most of the potions that she sells are not the magical ones that she uses for this task.
Yes. You're a herbalist and an apothecary, but as a Nostrimist, you have the subclass Alchemist. The Nostrimist has 3 subclasses. It's based off of the cleric structure, so you get them at level 1, like a cleric does. And you chose Alchemist, which lets you throw potions and have them explode in ways that normal Nostrimists cannot do.
Yeah.
That is a special
Water
thing
balloon!
to your flavor. So, we see all of you come into town. Maybe some of you stop to help unload some barrels. Maybe you stop to talk to someone and ask a little bit of advice. But I imagine we see the group of you sort of converge around this well, the sort of center point of this mystery, to begin your investigation. Please, take it away, everyone. Have a terrifying, garbled conversation of everyone talking over each other.
I'm busy pulling up the rope, get a bucket, pull up a scoop, and be like, "Oh, it's such a hot day."
Yeah, I
Wait!
pick
What?
Don't drink that.
But I'm thirsty.
Yeah, I think some commoners of the town also run over whoa, 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 whoa.
Didn't you
get
get the
a
message?
like a dwarf and a human running over oh, don't stop.
Yeah.
Didn't you find out why? Don't you know why we're here?
Well, I mean, I just thought it was exaggerated. Hey,
Yeah, so you look down into the water in the bucket, right? And it looks like water. It doesn't look like mud or sludge or anything, but it's cloudy and has kind of almost like a gasoline sheen to the top of it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Here you go. I'm gonna give it over to Ariana.
Yeah. So I set the bucket down. I take out a little vial, scoop, put a little bit in, and then have a little jeweler's telescope, which I'm looking through in.
So you want to analyze this water? You're not just taking a sample for later?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, which I guess I was initially doing that for flavor purposes, but actually it sounds like a roll. So.
Yeah, I think so. You're
Yeah.
trying to see if there's anything that you can find in the water itself, anything that would sort of maybe tell you what sort of creature would cause this plague or what.
Yeah, exactly. Anything the realm of the natural medicine.
Right. So, what would you like to use for this? I feel like if you're looking specifically for magical influence, it might be something like Arcana. If you're looking for just a purely medical thing, it would be medicine. Nature, if it's poisons and stuff. Whatever way you want to look at this.
I'm looking I think from my past experience, I do not think this is given as you said how fast this happened. I do not
the investigation.
I do not think this is I do not think this is, my first thought is something arcane, so I'm going to roll on Arcana.
Love it.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait, so you pull out it's almost like a jeweler's eye, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a great opportunity to talk about my homebrew inspiration. So everyone starts the game with 1 inspiration. If you don't have it, mark it down on your sheet. It is on the front, right under your name. There you go. I see that it's happened on at least 1 sheet, so that's good enough for me. Unlike normally, you can spend inspiration to gain advantage on your next roll. You can also use inspiration to re-roll 1 fail. So right now we're looking at a 10 and a 21 from Ariana. You can't just say, I want that 21 instead, but you could re-roll 1 die if you wanted to. Your inspiration's gone. In addition to inspiration, everyone has...
Is this a roll on advantage, or...?
No, you're just rolling flat, so
okay,
this is right. This is correct. We always take the first one, and then if it's advantage or disadvantage, we just choose between the 2.
Okay, yeah.
So you could choose to say, I want to spend my inspiration to get another die and roll once and see what happens. Or, so that's the thing you could do, or you can just take the 10. But also, I want to mention that everyone has a flashback. They have one use. I need a name for this, a unit of you can do a flashback 1 time.
Cut to that.
Pardon?
Cut to that?
A cut to that. You have 1 cut to that. Maybe. You have 1 cut. and you can spend this to say, I would like to have a flashback, and this will give someone a point of inspiration. Now, you can only have 1 point of inspiration at a time, so if someone already has a point of inspiration, you can't give one to them. And you can use this basically whenever you want. You just use up the flashback and it's gone. You can use your flashback to give anyone a point of inspiration, but your character has to be in that scene. So if you're like, I want to inspire Ty, you have a scene with you and Ty together doing something that would inspire Ty. If that makes sense.
Cool.
Or you can inspire yourself by remembering a cool thing you did in the past. Whichever. So everyone, I don't know how you want to keep track of your flashback. You can write it down in your notes, or actually you could add it to like resources. There's like a class resource section. That would work quite well if you want to keep track of your flashback uses. I'll also try to remember, but you know. And that's just generally how I'm going to run inspiration. We'll also probably look at the end of session and go, did anyone earn inspiration back just from role-playing and normal things like that? So, Ariana, do you want to use your inspiration, or do you want to take the 10?
I think I would like to use my inspiration.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'll click the button again, and
just click it again, and we'll take the first one. Cool. So you still have a 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You don't. I don't think so. Based on the way I'm reading the rules that I wrote. So yeah, they're definitely right. That's how that works. So with a 10, you're looking through it, and you can tell this is not mundane, right? You're like, okay, there are signs of like, well, actually, sort of like you're actually seeing like your proficiency with like herbalism stuff. You're going, there is something like, it's like seeing a mundane contagion in the water, but it's aggravated and supplemented by something like something is causing it to be here. It's not just like, well, a monster came in and they knocked open like a big mushroom that poisoned the water or something. I don't know. That was my example. I don't know why. Instead, it is somehow connected to a monster directly, but also like it behaves in the way that you'd expect a normal disease to behave.
Yeah. So yes, she's like, not something I've seen before, but it's definitely not normal.
While
I'll tell you that much.
Ariana was doing this and looking at this, I think that Kaylin, at this point, because you described when we came in that people were like feverish and getting, throwing up and things like that.
Yeah, you heard a little bit about what was going on before you got to town.
So I think the first thing Kaylin would do is kind of take, open up her bag and take out her, like she also has vials, and take out a vial, and she would be testing for poisons and toxins within. And so...
Oh, sure, you guys can have some.
Yeah, I'll be crushing up, you'll see her like crushing up some yew leaves and just kind of as a component. And then, she'll kind of drop it in to see, if it changes the color. And then she kind of has this like little crude ass chart that kind of tells her what the poison is. So she's like, going back and forth and kind of moving her glasses, trying to see.
What the heck does purple mean?
Yeah, what does purple mean? I don't know what color it is, and I haven't created a chart.
It sounds like you're looking mostly for like mundane poisons and stuff that you've run into before, like as a traveling healer. Yeah. But if you have a different, what are you thinking to roll, and what are you trying to learn?
I'm casting Detect Poison, but I'm doing it as a ritual, right?
Oh,
so
cool.
It can be done. It can either be done instantaneous using a spell slot, or I can do 10 minutes plus casting time 1 minute, or plus 1 minute.
Okay. So this is not a knowledge check. This is like this is the ritual, spell. Right? These processes are part of the ritual of the holding the divine knowledge.
But she would try to be making it look
totally
as if she's
I love it.
Doing an experiment rather than casting a spell.
Love it. Great.
If anybody while she's doing that, I'm gonna do some stretching exercises. And I'll be like, when you figure out which monster pooped in that well, let me know, and I'll do my bit.
If there's any
While
nosy
they're all
locals,
doing this,
Jumping jacks.
I am going
Also-
to investigate the
Monster
the
pooped in the
circumference inside the well, the wall, and see if maybe there was some tampering. Somebody went down into it
Okay.
from the surface.
Great.
Checking to make sure the wall hasn't been tampered with.
and if there's
Hey,
any
Reese, I knew a
locals,
guy who drank water.
Uh,
in
I'll
which
do
it
an
was-
investigation on it.
It sounds like investigation to me, unless you want just the surface level information about like.
I'm going to
No,
do a
please.
complete investigation on it.
I love it. That's great.
And it came out both ends for a week.
oh god,
All right, 16. Okay, I like a 16. So you're looking at like physical evidence, this area. You're seeing like the well is old and it's not the best repair, but it doesn't look like you're not seeing like claw marks or like signs of some sort of big creature coming through here. If something came through here, it either was very, very subtle about it, or it came into the well some other way, or it's not even in the well. Like it pooped in the well, like Ty said.
No rope might have lowered something down into it or anything like that. Somebody lowered it by rope.
Yeah, I like your you got a good roll. I want like a follow-up question. So yeah, it's like from just looking at like the wall and the rope, you're not seeing any signs of that you would associate with a monster from here. If you have a follow-up question, I would accept that. There is a series of questions I would commonly allow, but I don't think that they are super relevant right now. Let me just review them in case I'm wrong.
Hey, Reese, I dare you to drink from the well. I will pay you 1 gold if you don't get sick.
No. So if you have a follow-up question, please. Otherwise, I think that's what you learned. You learned that it's not a bunch of the stuff you would normally expect.
I'm gonna roll a wisdom check to see if I would be dumb enough to follow what Reese said
Please.
or Ty
DC
said.
5, probably.
Oh, please be dumb enough.
My wisdom is a -1.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt with rule stuff, but
It's fine.
the batch.
Oh,
size
no.
I remember you saying that it's 2. Is that right, or is it or
Your batch size is 2, yeah.
If you fail,
Okay, yeah,
if you
cool.
fail, you owe
It
me
is
a
included,
gold.
that's
This is
right.
a bet. If you drink the water, chug it, and if you don't get sick, I pay you a gold. If you do get sick, you pay me a gold.
No.
Then
If I drink this, you're paying me regardless.
no. You can't get sick.
All right. I rolled
Yeah.
a 4, by the way.
You did roll 4, and I don't know if you heard it, but I said DC 5.
That's actually a 3 because I'm -1.
Yeah, it's actually a
I'm like,
3, yeah.
Are you kidding?
Chug.
I've had the fire
chug,
water
chug.
off the coast of Gorzan. Nothing is worse than that, sir.
So, does anyone act before that happens? I think no. That looked really fast to me, but if anybody wants to smack that glass out of his hand or something, you have the
Kaylin's
smallest
busy.
beat. Yeah, Kaylin's busy.
Dang it.
Kaylin's down, she's in her shit, doing her thing, so no.
Okay.
I was
Sorry,
busy.
buddy.
Investigating.
Yeah,
Am
you were
I
in the
rolling a
well.
new character?
No, I wasn't in it. I was
Around.
Skip- Could be a
studying
record.
inside of it.
It would be completely out of character for me to interfere with an ongoing competition bet.
Yeah, totally. All right,
Resvora's honestly
Reese.
just intrigued to see what happens.
You are a man of sterner stuff. You are a hero and not a commoner. Would you please make a Constitution saving throw?
I would love to make a Constitution saving throw.
And if
I
you'd
would
like to,
also-
you could take advantage, or you could wait until after to spend inspiration or something. I don't know.
I think I'm going to do the inspiration right away because I was in a drinking contest with this guy. This is cut to the flashback. With this guy.
You don't need a
who was
flashback for the first one.
Oh, okay. I'll save that.
In
then.
fact, you could use advantage, fail, do the flashback, get your inspiration back, and then re-roll the fail. You can
Well,
do
then
that.
I'm
That's
doing
allowed.
All right.
Darcy, very, very.
I like
My
inspiration. We never
Constitution
used it at all
is
in the last
10.
game.
I'm a hearty 10 with Constitution, so
Let's go.
barely average. Here we go. Oh, that rolled
Yeah.
twice. So,
You got advantage. That's a 19.
So a
and
19
it's,
plus
flat.
0.
It's flat?
yep.
Yeah, you feel the you feel it like I don't even know if you can like feel drinking some poison. You know what I mean? Like you drink it and you're like, this is fine. This is definitely fine. And like,
I don't know what the fuss
after
is
a
about.
beat, you're like, okay, wait. This is not fine. But you don't show it. You're not feverish, but there is something not good happening in your gut.
Give me the gold.
I give him a good job. I give you one.
I think Ariana, during this time, she was busy like examining the water. She looks up and like see Reese drinking the potion, and she's like, "Wait, are you okay?"
Somebody had to be brave enough to test that.
Would you like to make some kind of investigation check, having done a taste test of the water?
I don't think
You
anyone
have a
needed-
unique position to make a roll.
Yeah, Ariana's like, I don't think anyone needed to be brave enough to test it. I think that's not the case.
This is my investigation of
You doesn't have to be
0.
investigation. You can make a different check. I just meant
Insight?
you would like to investigate. What would you like to roll? You can make investigation.
I guess just a perception of like a gut
Yeah,
feeling.
this is like a biological perception.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
17?
All right, you are feeling this poison at work in your body, and it is trying its best to make you feverish, trying to make you throw up, and really a smart, like probably the right thing to do with a high constitution is to go, oh, I get this out of my body as quickly as possible. But you didn't do that. It's just in there. And you're pretty sure that if you just like let this sit, it's going to do something bad. It's not going to just... I mean, maybe, you know, if it doesn't take before it passes, that might be fine. I would like you to ask a question from a list I have here.
I'm getting hints of fever. And
So this is directly coming from the monster in some way. And this was not an Arcana check, but you're on a visceral level feeling this monster, not actually feeling this monster in you. That implies something that I'm not intending to imply.
well,
But if you'd like
worms.
to ask, I don't know if you I think you have access to it. If you look under rules, there's a sheet called Investigation. If you open that, there's a list of questions on there. You can ask one as a follow-up question, and I will try to answer it regarding the monster in this situation.
I know where these are from. Hey.
Me too.
This tastes a bit like what sort of creature is it?
What sort of creature is it?
If it's got to be a creature.
Yeah, so I think I feel like you might have had some from also, maybe it's a little bit from the descriptions that you've heard other of your companions say, or maybe you've had a lot of real world diseases,
smell and taste.
but you're like, this is not just a disease exude like that festers on a creature. This is not some creature that ruins an environment because it wants to live in filth. This is like, it kind of is part of the monster in a weird way. It's not exactly, but it kind of is. This is an elemental. This is a creature of water. It is the water. If you want to know more about elementals, you can make a knowledge check. But yeah,
I think I turned to the others and I'd like that kind of feels like that water kind of drinks you back, you know? Like, I don't know, there's something about that it's got some bite. I kind of feel like it's...
I thought you were going to take another drink. It's not bad once you get used to it. It's got a bite to it. I like it. It's spicy.
I know what you mean, Reese. I was once bet to eat a live
I do have-
creature, and
I do have one
it tried to
question for
bite
the
me on
DM.
the way down.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like, I feel like it's
Was it-
tugging on bits of me, you know?
The
So maybe this
information
thing
that we
tried
were
to bite you
given
on the way down.
to get here, did anybody die from this, or just sicknesses?
It's just sicknesses so far. There are people
I
who
should
are
have probably asked
bedridden
that.
and feverish and not like they're not working, but I don't think there's any established deaths yet. You might want to ask around in town, but that's your understanding so far.
What's the time frame? How long has it been happening?
I'll let you know.
The water became like foul overnight, and word got sent out like that next day that they first found it.
Okay.
So there's factor in travel time, and some time passes. But this is a world with safe roads, and you can get from place to place pretty quickly. So
It's like a handful.
probably a couple days, but like also I don't want to worry about time because that's annoying.
I was just curious.
Yeah, no, it's a really good question, and I'm just gonna say good question and move on.
So
But no, it hasn't
have
been
I-
like weeks. Yeah,
So have I ascertained anything? From
I think
my
so. That felt like a
experimentation?
10-minute scene.
It did.
Please read me that move, that spell.
The spell? Okay.
Yeah, just read me the description of the spell.
Ready? I can do
I
that.
Say as I try and find it myself.
So detect poison. It is for the duration, which is 10 minutes. I
Mhm.
can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of me. I
Yeah,
also
right
can
here.
identify the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Nice.
It can penetrate most barriers,
Yeah,
but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone and 1 inch of common metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Great. So
That's a spell.
you're
you
examining
have to-
this water specifically as part of the
Well,
ritual, and
yeah.
that expands your awareness to everything around you. As you
Within
look
30
up,
feet.
is like the first time you notice that Reese drank the water and is like definitely diseased in some way. I'll get to the specifics in a second. The water itself, yeah, it's a waterborne disease. You got that. And down in the well is also, there's a disease floating in that water. But you also detect that in the water there is a creature, which I guess it doesn't say creatures that exude disease, but whatever. Like you get the creature, and it says the type of creature. Is that what it says? You identify the kind of poisonous creature. The kind.
Yeah, you identify the kind of poison or poisonous creature or disease in each case.
Yeah, and that's. I feel like I don't want to give you a name because that's like people name things, right? Magic doesn't
Right.
name things. But you are aware of creatures that are elemental. They are the truest form of whatever they are. They are the conscious version of what they are. There are legends saying that they come from a completely different plane of existence, and that's like maybe true and maybe not. So debatable. But this is an elemental creature that is in the water currently. Like you could pinpoint it. You look down and you can't see anything. It's a dark well, but you know it's there. And I need to tell you what this disease does. Very cool. So you already know that it produces fever and vomiting and all that good stuff that you would expect. Does it tell you what it does exactly, or just that the kind of disease?
Here, hold on. I can actually,
Please.
I believe I can, yeah, I believe I can put that in the, there you go. You can read it. It's in the
Beautiful.
Roll20.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I was looking at it, my copy myself, but that is good to put there.
Yeah.
So, the disease itself is reminiscent of mundane diseases. A lot of diseases get sort of lumped together because they have very similar effects, like fever and stuff.
Getting hints of cholera.
It's the kind of thing that if it has time to incubate, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. But as I mentioned before to Reese, that withstanding it for this first pass is likely going to have it. It might pass before it actually takes root, which is good for him. But subsequent checks are going to. I mean, I don't know how like gamey I want to get about this, but yeah, it's going to start imposing disadvantages and blah 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 blah. But it's going to like it's the style of D&D Disease where you're going to lose max hit points until you die. So bad, but worse for commoners than for you.
Yeah, commoners have
I
like
want to do it.
1 or 2 hit points.
Yeah.
I want to do a history check for
Please.
my Eladrin type history. See if this may sort of come up in past.
Sure.
Knowing,
That
Previous
sounds
plagues.
good to me.
knowing the age thing.
Yeah, no, I love it. That's great. Please make a history check. What are you specifically trying to learn?
Possibly what type of creature or specific creature would cause this problem.
Okay. Yeah. So we've established that it is this elemental creature, but it is a type of water elemental that this is not the first time in your lifespan that you have heard of
It's a
it
gray
sort of
water
seeping into the water table, basically. It's something that probably actually isn't a sentient water elemental in the way that others are, where it's like malicious and has intent. It's mostly just it's alive and it can act and it has its own like will, but it's more like an animal. It can and so in your past experiences it has like seeped into the waterbed, right? It exists underground in like its own thing, and once it gets into a water supply it then taints that water supply. And it is hoping
Got taste of taint.
it will ideally be able to sort of reproduce since it has a larger amount of water to infect.
Okay, but
now-
this particular type would have been created. Somebody has created it. This
Why do you
elemental
say that?
would not. This elemental would not just be of its own nature. The elemental would have had to have been created.
What is that is not something that you are thinking right now.
Okay.
Yeah. It is it could be from like another plane that has been summoned here, or it could be a natural creature. I don't think your specific knowledge, like the past experiences with them, did not have definitive knowledge on like the origin of elementals.
Okay. I wouldn't know
But
where they
you,
actually came from.
Yeah, you rolled well. If you want to ask a follow-up question from the investigation list, I would accept that. If you have that list, otherwise I can.
No, I don't have the list available.
Oh,
I
it's-
could look. What is
No,
it in
It's,
the?
It's just in our rules.
yeah, it's in Roll20. I just hit the show to players button, so it should have popped up.
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
So you can ask any of those questions as a follow-up question to what you've already learned.
okay. So basically, the sort of creature we already know it's a water elemental.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Don't need any further questions then.
Great.
I'm gonna go speak to like the mayor or some type of official.
Sounds great. Actually, no, yeah, do that. Actually, you haven't done much yet, so that sounds great. You
Yeah.
find someone, and you're able to quickly get directions and find the person that you're looking for. I think the mayor is a sort of middle-aged gnomish woman. I don't actually know what a mayor does right now. Have your scene. What do you want to say?
Hey, I'm
Oh,
here
no.
for the whatever's going on with your well.
Oh,
Maybe some type
really?
of creature pooped in it.
Oh, possibly, I suppose. It's not looking great. I'm really glad that people were able to bring support, but we really need to clean that out, I guess, or dig a new well, maybe? It's a lot of work. Do you have anything specific you need?
well, I just want to know a little bit more, right? Like, when did this happen? Do you have any some sense of like, are there creatures that have been plaguing you, like woodland animals? And I was once at a village and they had all these raccoons and they were just all over the place in this place called Toronto Land, and they were like just totally like eating stuff and pooping in the water. Maybe it's this. Maybe you got a pack of these little critters running around. Right?
Well, if you find anything, you let me know. But it hasn't been anything different around here that I've noticed. It's quite flustering. Yeah, sure.
Let's see if she's like lying, telling the truth, or she knows more about this.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. It's 16.
She seems to be telling the truth. She's just like overworked trying to deal with the situation, but like doesn't have any specific insight about what might have.
So how many people are sick? Because we got one guy, and like I bet him a gold to drink the water, but he seems fine. But
I'm good.
He tends to drink.
I'll be right back.
Pretty gnarly stuff, right? So, right.
I think everyone who's drinking has been infected. I mean,
how many?
She gives you a number. I don't even know how many people are in this town. She gives you an amount. It's not too many because most people are like, oh, let's not drink the water now. So it's like whoever drank it that first day, basically.
Okay. Well, we've got some people who are very learned currently poking around with the water. Maybe if you could bring someone who's not well over, they could take a look at them. Just saying. Or you could just let them stay in their homes and die.
We're working on as fast as we can. I'm happy to have your assistance, but I'm very busy.
You're busy with other things outside of the well poisoning your townsfolk.
No, I'm busy with the well. Please, please vacate the premises.
Sure. Well, do you want to at least point me to where someone is sick, and I can maybe help them?
Yeah, you can get any home that has a sick person in it. Sure.
What I'm trying to do now is just say, all right, is find out. A couple people are sick. I'm going to carry them over if they're unwell to the well, so that they can get looked at, and maybe we'll find more things.
I mean, we could go to where they are.
No, I'll take them to you. It's like a good exercise.
Well, let's cut over. You walked away for a bit. Ariana, and I'm gonna need to remember your name. Resvora, is that you?
Resvora, yep.
Nice. Bless you, Bela.
Have you two been up to anything that I guess specifically Resvora has done? Have been least involved so far. What have you been up to?
Yeah. So I think after, was it Reese drank the water?
Yeah.
And Resvora realized that nothing dramatic was going to happen. She kind of wandered off, and she's been investigating the perimeter of the town to see if she notices anything kind of out of the ordinary, like tracks or weird paths or anything like that. Cool. She's very attuned to nature and whatnot, so she's just kind of looking around.
Great. Yeah, if you want to make any sort of roll, or I can just take your passive perception and I'll let you know if anything shows up. You're just keeping guard.
Let's do that. She's not looking for anything specific. She's just seeing if anything jumps out at her, so passive perception makes sense.
Okay, your passive perception is 15. Wow, very good. Mm-hmm. All right, I will let you know if something approaches.
Cool.
All right. So we've learned a lot of things. Ty is heading out to find some people. You find like a home, and there's someone who's veteran. There's someone by their side that's just like kind of just go. I think you probably get like a little bit of resistance, like who are you and why are you taking this person? But I don't think it's like roll worthy. You're able to be like no, trust me, and it's like
I'm not taking them to a healer.
Yeah. Oh, lead the way, right? Yeah. Totally.
All right. So do that. And take gently over. And before I put the person who's unwell down, I'll just do a little bit of some bicep curls. and then I'll like.
It's part of the healing.
Gently put them down.
Turn off barbells.
It's like just a set of 10. Gently lay down before the healer. I have brought you.
You just
someone
made him
unwell
dizzy.
so that you could determine, maybe get more information.
What would you like the race of this person to be, since you did curls with them?
Sorry, what?
What would you like the race of this person to be, considering you did curls with their body?
Not human. It's fine.
Okay, they're a human. Cool.
Wait.
There's actually 2 gnomes.
Because if it was 2 gnomes, it would be like one each end. Right?
Yeah.
What race are you?
I'm a human.
Okay.
He's a strong human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong.
It has to be to pick up 2 gnomes.
I work out.
It was 1 human, so it's fine. There's now a body here. You also have all the information you've already previously learned.
Yeah, I think Ariana's like, you could have just gone to them. And yeah, I think I think Ariana's gonna start questioning them about exact symptoms and
Yeah, the person that was watching over them has come out. It's probably actually their child, honestly, who was watching over this
So how old are they?
They're like a middle-aged man, and then there's their child who's probably not too young, right? They're
Yeah,
15,
I
20
would
years younger than
also.
them.
I'd also be digging through my bag and thermometer,
Yeah,
listening to their heart, just
doing
basically.
medicine stuff.
Yeah. Doing
Oh, I'm not a
medicine
doctor,
stuff.
but I play
That's
one on
my
Twitch.
jam. That is true. I played Betty on Twitch.
Great. If you think you can learn anything new from this, you can make a roll. If you don't think you're going to learn anything new from it, you can not bother. I don't know.
I'd like to try an investigation.
You still actually have your poison sense up, so you're like, yes, this person's infected. Yes, it's the same thing that
it is the
Reese
same
has.
thing that Reese has.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. Where's the outhouse?
Yeah, or I was kind of angling to do
It
an
seems to
investigation.
be more
investigation if possible.
incapacitating than killing, but it is sort of not withering. There's a term sort of like that.
Wasting.
Wasting. Thank you.
Wasting
so
away.
they're gonna they will waste away eventually, but they are it's more incapacitating than anything else for the time being.
Yeah, they're relatively stable for now. Yeah.
I think mainly what I would be trying to do at this point with this individual, because I do know what's wrong with them, I think I would try to be determining if I can create an antitoxin based on the water sample that I took.
Ooh,
and
I like
using my
so this is the sort of thing that you
herbalism
probably
kit.
you probably want to put your head together with Ariana as a sort of actual sort of apothecary herbalist person. You two
we talk about this. Yeah, is
can
there
work together with that.
Yeah.
Reese,
Definitely.
can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
I would love to.
Yeah,
And
please do.
I
as I
can't wait
mentioned,
till you
it's
throw
straight.
up.
That would be a 7.
Yeah, you don't actually hurl this disease up. It is you start to feel that fever crop up in a way that you're you heard about. You're still standing and stuff, but you're just oh, the fever hit. The fever suddenly hit, and it is awful. It is hard to concentrate. If you want to stab a monster, you'll probably be fine, but if you want to do your taxes, you won't.
I am so behind on my taxes in so many different island nations.
All right, cool. I need to mark down your success and failures.
Does that mean you failed the challenge?
I don't know. What do you think? Do you want to make an insight check?
I'm going to try my best to look normal.
I'm going to insight check him.
Yeah, I'm going to deceive.
Please do.
This is rolling
Insight
deception.
deception versus.
I want that gold. Clearly. Oh my god, that's a natural one.
I'm gonna. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah.
Inspiration.
You don't have to.
Oh, I don't?
He got a nat 1 and a nat 20, but did not have advantage.
I throw
okay,
up
never mind.
in my loot. Yeah.
Oh, my
Your
friend.
poor loot.
That would be a fail.
So, did you actually throw up? Is my question. Or
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. That was great. Yeah.
So Kaylin's gonna run over and actually, with her little beaker, scoop up some of that.
Huh.
Oh my god, it's in my
Part
hair.
of the
Great.
And our guys will be like, oh yes, good idea.
I'm gonna need new strings.
So,
Oh, God.
yeah. So, how do you want to do this? Do you have kits that you can use for this?
I have an herbalism kit
Great.
that I am proficient with.
Great.
And I actually I'm actually have expertise with it
Yes. you
because
do.
of the disease domain. That is part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah,
Don't
and I
look at
think
me.
that Ariana has the fictional positioning to give you advantage in this.
Yeah.
So you have a pretty
Okay.
ridiculous roll, and your goal is to devise how one would make
Toxin?
toxins. Thank you. Or is it to make the antitoxins?
Oh, I rolled first. So is it? So sorry. Repeat the question again.
It's probably moot, actually. You devise it and then you do it, and it just means it takes you devise it sooner than you make the stuff. So yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You definitely went okay, I can definitely create something that will neutralize on a person by person basis, as long as they don't get re-exposed.
Right.
It's not going to actually vaccinate them, but it will
Right.
neutralize the current situation. I clearly know
Okay.
lots of things about disease and stuff. Don't at me. Look, in DnD, if a spider bites you, you get poisoned, not envenomed. So don't even worry about it. It's D&D. Anyway, yeah. So you have this knowledge. You can start making it. That I feel like I'm
That's what she
not
would
interested in being it's going to cost you this much money and you have to go gather supplies. You're in an environment, probably you might need to do a herbalism check to gather stuff or something, but that's about it, right?
I guess on the time scale we're looking at, it could probably happen.
You can start doing that instead of dealing with the thing, or you can start dealing with the thing.
Well, I would assume because we have ascertained as a
Yeah.
group
Mhm.
through different means that
Yes.
this is an elemental that we're dealing with, which is a sentient creature to a degree.
Yeah,
Um,
this one's
that-
more of an animal level intelligence, but
Right.
theoretically it could be sentient if we didn't have that information.
But it is consuming or living
Mhm.
in this well.
Yes.
So I feel like Kaylin would kind of look at well, obviously not Reese, because I gotta make you feel better. You'll be my priority.
That's a
'cause I
good
gotta get you back
question.
going.
Right. I think you're able to pretty quickly make the sort of
Yeah.
test version and be does this work? And do
And I
you
would give it to
administer it to
Reese.
Reese or to this guy that just got brought
Reese.
over?
Reese is my guinea pig.
Cool.
And I
Keerla.
would say to
That
Keerla,
makes sense.
come here.
Yeah.
Come
You
here,
don't want to guinea
Keerla.
pig the commoner. That's
Yeah.
rude.
If
and
I
would
don't
say
make it,
to
I need you to tell my mom I'm sorry.
just shut up and take this. And I would
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What
Uh,
shall we do with the drunken sailor?
Tybalt and Keerla,
Wasting away
Keerla,
again in
and
It's tough.
no, not Ariana. Yeah, no.
I need
I
a
was
salt
playing
shaker.
on the barf strings.
Where'd you get that?
He's playing on the strings that he barfed on.
Oh, yuck.
It's all going everywhere. It's flicking into your faces.
It's like flicking off.
All
While
right.
this
blame
is all
myself
going
out.
on, Darcy,
Yes. Yes.
I am going to start. How large is this town?
It's not a huge town, but like none of the
Some
towns
people
are huge,
say
so it's
there's
like
a Tybalt
it's a pretty.
to
I'm going to start
But I'm not-
circling out
I'm
and
shut up.
around the well. I'm going to
It's
start
my own
circling
damn
out
fault.
and around the well to see if maybe I can find something that's out of the ordinary in the gravel. That maybe this is where this thing seeped in.
I
Maybe,
told you
maybe
that.
track work. Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to
Okay.
find out where he went in at,
Okay. Cool.
and possibly track where he came from.
Okay. Yes, I think that makes sense. Okay. If you want to make a roll for that, great.
What do you want?
While you're
Perception?
doing that, names, Ariana and Bella. I have your name here as Bella. What's your name?
Kaylin.
Kaylin. Okay, your character sheet says Bella on it. Let me change that.
No, it doesn't.
What do you
In
want me to
Roll20 it
roll?
does.
Oh, on roll 20. You're right. I'll change it. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Investigation or
Investigation's great as a catch-all. I'm happy with that. If you want to roll something else, make an argument for it.
no? I'm not doing real good at it. I got an
Okay.
8.
Cool. So you look around. You're not seeing any signs of it being up here, but it also occurs to you that it could have like come in through like the groundwater. It probably didn't seep down from the top, but there's no signs that it did. There's no signs that it didn't. It's just like it's possible to tell from where you are from your vantage. If it seeped in through something, then it's just like it didn't leave any sign of passage. The ground is just like hard pressed dirt, but that doesn't mean it couldn't seep through that, right?
I'm going to go back to the well. I want to
Sure.
lower the bucket. I don't want to find out how deep this is before it hits water or fluid.
Great. You tell me what's normal for a well. Well depth. I don't know.
40, 50 feet.
Sure.
Before it hits
Let's say 50 feet. I don't know. It is today. So anyway, I specifically asked you your name, Bella, and then I didn't actually refer to you. Kaylin, you made this disease with Ariana, and you are administering it to Reese. Reese, do you let this happen, or are you just like, no?
Give me the thing.
Okay, great.
Tell me, Doc. Does this also cure herpes? No reason.
If that's you want, we can like work something out. We can figure something out about that later, I guess.
Good lord. Oh,
my
good
God.
lord.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Kaylin will just look at you kind of like, she'll readjust her glasses and just kind of look over at Ariana like, huh?
Reese, it's going to work, but I want a Constitution save to see like how quickly you can metabolize it. And I'm not looking for a low roll. It's the thing that's good for you is the high roll. So I want to see like what a time frame for this, how fast it acts.
Is this a save?
Yeah, it's a save, sure.
Okay. Not that makes any difference.
Cool. It'll take some time.
It's not working, Doc. I need extra strength.
So he's liable to throw up a couple more times yet.
Maybe.
If I don't make it, I'm gonna make a list of all the people in all the ports that I need you to tell that they were my girl.
Your buddy probably knows them.
Tybalt, you're a bastard, and you're the end of me. but I
I
respect
feel
that.
partly responsible for this.
I respect that.
Partly. Good.
If you pass, I will toast you into the afterlife, but not with the well water. But I will kill the monster that pooped in it.
Okay. I can't stay mad at those biceps.
They're pretty good. They're like, you know.
I need to sleep. Sleep a while.
Keerla, you just measured the depth. Was there something you want to do with that in response?
Well, it's a little deeper than I was hoping, but I want to
How deep were you hoping it was?
maybe about 20 feet. 20 feet is jumpable.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, yeah. Let me look. Can
I'm
I
gonna
make up a
take-
luck roll for you?
I'm going to take one of their samples, just a little tiny bit of it, and pour it on the ground, and I'm going to test to see if it's flammable.
Of the water?
Yes.
Did I mishear you?
The
Okay,
poison.
that sounds totally reasonable. Do you want it to be flammable?
Yes.
Cool. All right, make I don't know, investigation check. You're testing something.
18.
I need to set my DC. I mean I need to say my DCs out loud. I like doing that, and it makes me lets you keep me honest. But I think this is a DC 20 for this to actually be flammable, because that's not what I was expecting it to be. So you test, and then whatever sort of light you use to try and light it starts to smolder. Goes out if you
belch fire.
dunk it completely.
Okay.
But the water itself is not flammable. It's not like actually gasoline.
I didn't belch fire. Wait. I can try a Blue Angel. Not lighting.
Can one of you stronger types do something about, hold him down?
Yeah, okay, I'll help hold him
just
down while you do your
help with
stuff.
Yeah,
Rest easy,
just hold.
friend.
Maybe,
I'll
Gag him.
distract him. Reese, there's this one time, I don't know if you've ever done this, but as a
Done it
joke,
all, my friend.
we were in a well, and perhaps I'm a bit ashamed to admit that we did secrete fluids into said well.
I gotta stop drinking.
It's alright.
It was like,
Okay, you fuckers, I'm gonna tinkle now.
it was
Does anybody
a
have
joke.
any gum?
It was a joke on the coach. He made it though, and you will too.
Thanks, brother.
Reese, would you like to make a Constitution saving throw?
I would love to.
Again.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. Now
16.
you're getting better.
Fever begins to pass. You're still feeling it in your stomach, but it's on its way out.
You've got a gentle touch, Tybalt. You'd have made a good healer.
Really?
Sorry, that delivery was that tickled me.
I mean, I've healed some wounds in my time with some ladies, but I don't know.
I don't even know what
I don't
that
know if
means.
That's a calling.
But I like that. I'm just
I'm
gonna
really
rest
sure
in
it
your
had
arms
zero to do
for a little
with
while.
the medicine I gave you, but I'm sure Ariana and I had no part in it. It was all Tybalt over there talking to you that made you feel
Rock
better.
me in your Incredible biceps.
Reese, you gotta just get over this and beat this sickness. You gotta do some push-ups and push that thing out. Push that disease out. Like, you know?
Resvora.
I don't think it's a good idea to work out when you're sick.
It's always a good idea.
Resvora, you've
Working
been
when
walking
you're sick,
around.
it gets your body in motion, and then your body just goes, Get
You've
that
been walking
sickness out.
around the perimeter, Resvora, seeing if you can keep your eyes out for anything, see if you find any telltale signs of really anything. Right, you just sort of keep your eyes out for any threats until the eggheads figure out where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice, walking near sort of the outskirts of the town, this like patch of like you take a step and the ground like is soggy beneath your feet, like it just like squelches as you step into it. It's not like a field of mud; it's like wet sod.
Oh. That's weird.
I wouldn't have found that.
I think she
This is
probably...
more on the outskirts. I didn't think that you went that far out. Also, no, but for different reasons. Yeah.
Okay.
She stops moving, obviously, and she lifts her foot up and kind of looks at the ground like, everywhere else has been pretty dry. And I don't think it's rained for a few days. This is not normal. She's gonna kind of look back over towards the well where everyone else is gathered around, like the two doctory folks doing their tests and stuff, and she's gonna look back at this ground and kind of tilt her head and be like, And then she's gonna reach down and kind of like dig her fingers into it and scoop up a handful of it and start walking back to the well.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. Just click dex for that, right?
You bend down to start to sift your hand through this and get a handful. And what did you roll? I'm not looking at it right now.
21.
You feel the ground give way under your feet, and you're able to push back in time to not fall with it as probably like only 5 or like a 5-foot hole just like opens in the ground, just like.
Oh, geez. All right.
You hear like odd like splash into water under after it falls.
A sinkhole.
Also, apparently, I'm being attacked by wild felines. So that's
Yeah. Jump out of the woods.
Okay. So I jump out of the way.
Yeah, no,
And,
you used it.
Does it make a sound or
I mean, at the distance, probably nothing that you'd super notice unless you're, I don't know, what's your perception?
12? You mean my passive perception?
I meant your passive, yeah. You probably wouldn't pick up on it. Let's check everybody's. I don't know. I should have checked this beforehand. Kaylin's got 14. Pretty good.
I got 11.
But for just out of curiosity, for Keerla? Sorry,
Keerla.
totally forgot.
Keerla?
Keerla?
Keerla, yeah.
For Keerla, because they were actively searching, would that be their passive, or would they be able to use their actual perception?
The way I
Right,
was
because-
envisioning the scene, I thought you had it sort of checked the area immediately around the well as opposed to these outskirts, and then also, I guess you didn't like stop doing it necessarily, right? You haven't taken an
Right.
action since. So you're still like, yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, make a perception check.
I mean, I think for like the rest of us, it would be passive because we're busy doing other things. But
Yeah, you're not looking at that specific area, but you are more aware. Yeah, you hear this at a distance and look over to see Resvora, and I don't know exactly if you're making out at the distance like that there's a sinkhole, but you have made note that something happened over there.
Right, I see something that startled her or whatever, and I'm going to run over and see if I can give her a hand and find out what happened.
Great.
probably by the time you get over there, I've like made my way back to the edge of this hole, like on hands and knees, very carefully to make sure nothing else fell out from under me.
Mhm.
And I'm like looking down. Do I see anything off the top, like right away? Is anything obvious, or is it just a hole?
It looks like a big dark hole. You want to like
Big dark hole. Cool.
get some light or something then maybe, but it's just a big dark hole. You did hear the thud like hit water, so
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
and if you did like a quick math thing, you might be able to figure out some measurements, but
She doesn't have much schooling. She doesn't really
Yeah.
hold with that math nonsense. Big dark hole. That's all I need.
yeah, I guess like actually what you find
There's
is
an
like
episode title.
it's not it's not a perfect well like it is before. It is more organic, so yeah, if you wanted to slip and slide your way down, you probably could without falling, but
Just gonna give it a minute.
yeah. Well, you see Keerla come over to you.
Well, found something.
Yeah, what you got? How did you find that?
It found me. Just collapsed.
And you say it appears that we could possibly slide down into this?
Yeah, if you take a look at the hole, you're like, well, it's not a straight shot. It's broken up, and it's not like a rocky fall. It's like a muddy fall, so it's something.
I'll look around for a tree nearby.
Cool. Yep, you find one.
I'm going to tie a rope off.
Nice.
Rope.
I'll work
I'm
my
gonna
way
check
down
his
in.
knots if I'm able to check. I'm a sailor. Know my knots.
Yeah, so everyone, Keerla saw something and headed off in that direction. Everyone is
If I'm
able
up.
to go, oh, hey, let's go that way. Like, that's totally within, just
All right.
tell me you're doing it. Yeah. If you want to make your way over, if you want to stay by the well. There's still, like, a guy here. I don't know.
Hey, buddy. Hang in there.
Oh, the sick guy.
Yeah, actually,
Hey, Kaylin. What you gave me, I think, helped. I mean, it kind of wrecked my loot, but... Why don't you give him some? Or did you?
We're checking to see if it works, I think. Would you like to make another con save? I was probably going to wait a little bit longer, but sure, why not? You brought it up again.
I'm trying to
The
get
magic
up on
of
my
bringing
feet
it
at this
up.
point. 17.
Stomach settles.
Okay.
I think it helped me, Kaylin. It might help him. And then, Tybalt, rock him back and forth a lot. Sing him a song. That
Actually-
helped me a lot.
Please, Ariana.
oh yeah, I think it's like actually, Tal, do you think you could bring this person back to his home?
Just sing and rock him home, Tybalt. Sing and rock him home.
Well, hold on a second.
Oh, that's right. He's a board.
Is Kaylin gonna give him medicine? I was gonna sing like "Sending Her Love Down the Well," but
Yeah, I'm lost about where people are, who went and followed to the hole, and who is still at the well.
I'm still at the well.
I
I'm
think
at the
I'm
well.
still at the well, actually.
Yeah,
I got
unless someone
excited.
says, "Hey,
You mentioned
come with
rope.
us." Yeah, I'm kind of like, hey, I'm helping Reese recover. I feel mildly responsible. And then, there's this other guy who I carried over. I want him to get the medicine too, or at least checked to see if there's any differences in the symptoms. So,
I think after asking Tybalt to bring the guy back, I think I head over to the sinkhole.
Great. You get over there and you see. Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm lowering myself down in to where it gets a little bit dark and I'll be able to still see.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to be able to just make a knot. I don't care to check that with a skill. And you start to rappel down
Slowly.
slowly.
I'm not going down that fast.
As a ladder,
Looking
you
around as I
have
go.
You have dark vision as Eladrin, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, great. You start to descend. I'm gonna get there eventually with names and stuff. Resvora. Any actions that you watch this happen? Just to get them on the table.
No, but if Keerla makes it down without incident, I'm gonna follow.
Cool. Yeah. You just rappel down and get to the end of your rope before hitting the water, but you're like probably only like 5 or 10 feet up.
It's a 200-foot rope.
Not a 200-foot rope. You have a 50-foot rope. That's what's in the player's
Oh,
handbook.
they're
I know
50s?
the game. Yeah, you've got. Yeah, they're 50 foot.
Hang on a second.
Unless you did some shopping before you came here, in which case, I guess you could have a 200-foot rope. I don't know.
It's my bad.
Rope.
My bad.
It's a lot of
Just
rope.
the
Yeah.
one.
Damn,
Just
just
the
glad I
one.
jumped out of the way of that hole.
Just
yeah.
the one.
Yeah, so you make your way down. You're like not going in a perfect straight drop, so it takes a little bit more footage, but you get down there. And from that vantage, you're looking down into the water while you're still above it. And it's like this water chamber, basically. Doesn't look like it's actually that deep. Like, it's just kind of like this is the water table and it seeps in, but it's not actually that that deep of a channel, if you will. Like,
Does it
not
seem to
really
have a
big,
flow
but,
from a direction of some sort?
Yeah, it does. It's flowing in towards the
Towards
from
the
your
well?
perspective, the town center. Yeah, the well.
I'm going to dip my finger in it. Oh, I can't reach it though, can I?
Sure, you
Too
can.
high
Why
up.
not? You're like 5 feet
I'm-
away.
I'm
You can
just gonna-
stretch. I'm happy for that. I don't. Yeah.
I'm just going to dip my finger in it, smell it.
Sure.
Does it smell similar to what was up top, or is it more?
I
like
don't think it
fresh
had like
water?
an obvious acrid smell. If you want to make a perception check or something, an investigation, you can maybe pick up on something. I don't think it. Yeah. Okay. Great. It does seem like this water is also tainted. It's the same like
Okay.
body of water as far as the spread of the disease is concerned.
While I'm there, let's see what else I have.
Sure.
Resvora. I'm just going to take a dagger and kind of swirl it around, and then I'm going to look at my dagger, see if it changes.
Cool. As you start
Your
to
dagger
experiment
throws up in
stuff-
its loot.
That's exactly what happens. As you start to making this experience, Resvora and also Ariana, you're up at the top. You watch as they descend out of sight. Although I guess I do need to remind myself of dark vision and such. How much? It's standard dark vision as a half elf, or is it like limited in some way?
It just says dark vision on the sheet, so I think it's standard.
Yeah, it's just there's a range thing, but I think it is the same. I don't think they bothered having like 3 gradients. They just have a dark vision and an enhanced dark vision. So
It
excellent,
didn't, it
great.
didn't say anything
Yeah,
about it
so
being
you look
limited.
down, you can see Keerla still. You can't really make out the water, or like you can sort of be like that maybe is water, but you can't make any like sense of it, right? It's not like you can see the bottom of through the water or anything like that, right? But you can see that they're down there. They seem to be doing stuff.
Okay.
And Ariana, you're also up at the top. You cannot see nearly as well.
Yeah.
All right, what did you say happened to my dagger?
I had not yet, because before you said, Resvora, that you wanted to follow. I don't know if you're doing that or not. Yeah, so you start
wait
to
until Keerla was
experiment
off
with
the
the. Sorry.
I was going to wait until Keerla was off the rope first, so
I see. That makes
should
sense.
that happen, I'm going to follow.
You're watching the tautness of the rope. I love it.
Yes.
Okay. You move your dagger through it. You're not noticing anything distinctive. I'm not going to have you even roll for that. It doesn't like discolor the blade in any way that means anything to you.
All right, I'm just going to step off if I can possibly see a spot that might be drier, not in the water itself.
Make a perception
And I'm going
check.
to light it. I'm going to light a torch.
And make a perception check to see if there's anything. It probably there isn't.
Perception. Ouch.
Yeah, this is basically luck. Yeah, you can find something that you can get onto. Some rock that has been down underground here. Yeah.
And realizing that we do have dark vision, but I'm going to put a little bit of light on the subject so that maybe I can see more of the cavern.
Yeah.
Possibly a channel that's going towards the town. Is it going to be like big enough for us to travel through?
Yeah, what you're finding is that there is like somewhat of, it's not like a full-on like cavernous tunnel, but there is somewhat of flow through here, and there's enough space above it that you could probably be like head and shoulders above the water, assuming that the water is not so deep. And I think from where your vantage is, you can look into the water and see like solid enough ground that you could walk on, and if you walked on it, I think everybody in the party would be like shoulders up, and that's like about as high as the chamber goes. So you're walking through water. If you for example, if you cast water walk, you would be crouching or crawling actually to get through. Does that make sense?
Keep in mind, I'm a little bit taller than most of these people.
Sure.
Taller than a half elf.
Yeah. I'd rather keep it simple.
Okay.
If you're a dwarf or a gnome, maybe we'd talk, but it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. You're within the same range.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to relay. I'll relay to.
You call up.
Oh, what's
Resvora.
Resvora? Yeah, I'll let her know. Just be careful. Step off the side with me.
At the top, you hear them call up. Everyone back at the well. You are still, doting over this person. You started actually doing the thing, making up a new batch.
Yeah, I feel like that Ariana and I would be
cool. I just want to establish this before we cut to a break.
Yeah.
So we've got sort of a split in the party. Some people started going down.
Always
Maybe
a
we'll
good
see everyone
idea.
call back. Split party is the best thing to ever do in any game. It makes things more dramatic. So, take 5-minute break, 10-minute break, however long people need.
I'll need about 10. I'm taking the dogs for a little walk and feeding them.
Pupper time.
Yeah, it's the pupper time.
Pupper
They're
time.
going to start.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, she unplugged.
So Todd, if you want to just outro this bit, just so that everything lines up with your end, because you're doing tech.
No problem.
Please
So
do.
we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. We have no sponsors.
Yeah.
That's all I got. If anyone wants to recommend sponsors, we'll be back in a little bit. There we go. Just because Yaufen called it out. Ready? Don't know the reason. I stayed here all season. Drinking the well water on a stupid dare. I blame the Tybalt. It was all his fault. And now I've got vomit inside my loot. Okay. And we're back. Hi, everybody. We're back on the internet playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Darcy's the DM. Let's pick up where we left off.
Yeah, we fade back in after our lovely commercial break to the sounds of our good Eladrin rogue,
Yes.
calling up that this is a way forward and we can come down into the sinkhole. Resvora and Ariana are at the top and hear this. Tybalt and Reese and trying to get used to my names. Kaylin are off near the well, tending to a sick individual that they brought over, maybe as tests. I don't really exactly know what they're doing here, but you manage over the commercial break to whip up what you need. I don't think it's another roll. It was a roll to devise the thing, not to make the thing. and you can administer it. You can tell it's not going to work immediately, just like it didn't for Reese. So, but you take their vitals. You think they're going to recover. As we see what you do next. Right? The camera opens up of you, like maybe standing up from the body and being like, "Okay."
Which group are you after?
I think us.
I was looking at the well. I'm unsure if you were going to wrap up and move over to the sinkhole, or if you had more to do here.
Just
How
take care of
is
yourself.
Reese feeling?
Stay
Is Reese
hydrated.
better?
I'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as
Well-
you can tell, actually, I mean, the spell doesn't last forever, but
10 minutes.
yeah, I mean, who knows how long we've been talking? Literally hours. But you can like even just a cursory look. You're like, he seems fine. It took hold.
My
I mean,
loot doesn't.
especially, you thought it was safe enough to administer to someone else. So yeah, thumbs up.
Okay.
He's good to go.
So at that point, is there anybody from the town other than the person that I'm been administering to? Is there anybody else from the town that's around?
There was a younger lady, probably
Okay.
his man's daughter, who was with him when he got brought over.
All right, I'm gonna kind of just look at her and hand her like a bowl
Sure.
with stuff in it and a little kind of wooden spoon, like kind of teaspoony thing,
Sure.
and tell her to just go around the town and give 2 teaspoons to each person. I'm going to go with my friends and see if we can fix this. And I'll look at the other 2, and because Ariana already left, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so then I would say, well, I guess we probably should go see what they're up to. It seems like they're investigating something.
The girl
Let's
nods
go.
at you and runs off to do what you can with what you were able to make in a short amount of time. To get started.
Really in there.
Show that relief is on its way. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sticky. It's not going to just drop out. You got to wipe it out of there.
Nasty. So yeah, we'd head over toward the well where, well, I'll let you tell us what's happening when we get there.
So you head over to the sinkhole to distinguish it from the well. And you make your way over as, I believe, Resvora was about to head in.
Mhm.
Have you you've like stepped off into the onto that like sort of rock you were able to find, right, to let go of the rope, Keerla, and the rope lies limp for you to take, Resvora, if you want to make your way down. And there's not like, I'm not making checks for descending this or anything, so you can all one at a time head down if you wish.
Yeah.
As
Okay,
Resvora
well.
starts to descend,
There's still a torch there, right?
There's a torch light down here when you get down. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just come to the torches.
Yeah.
Or torch.
so as Resvora starts to descend, the rest of you arrive. If you want to, say anything or discuss the prospect of heading down, that kind of thing.
Oh, it's a big dark hole. At least,
There's
I'm
torch down
proficient
here.
at entering those kind of things, Kaylin, so maybe I'll go first.
I'll check the knot.
Well,
Make sure everything's nice and tight. Tied, we're good.
It's
Yeah.
I
good.
mean, I think the others
You
are
can have
down
sloppy
there.
seconds, Reese. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I'll go last.
I'll land on him if I fall.
And I will land on you.
And Ariana goes down sometime as well, amongst all that. You all start to make your way down. Resvora, you're the first one down after Keerla, of course. And it's like basically the sort of almost like a subterranean river. It's more like wet ground than it really is a river, but it is. And you're gonna, if you want to step into it, and you're gonna go down to pretty deep on yourself. But
Just
if you
don't get it in
you're
your mouth.
holding onto this rope, and you're not really going anywhere.
Yeah, the little bit of land that we can stand on to get off the rope, it's just like a little tiny chunk
Landing. It's kind of like a landing.
Okay.
It's like not even really a landing. It's like something that Keerla was able to see in the darkness that she could make out as dry enough. If you want to look around, you can, but I don't really care to belabor the point. So if you're that paranoid about it, you can find your own little rock, but otherwise, yeah.
No, I think Resvora is gonna risk it and try and lower herself into the water, still holding the rope for as long as possible. I'm not sure how big a drop is from the end of the rope to where the water starts. But...
It's like a 5-foot drop.
Okay.
You could
so
it's like sort of like if you were holding the rope and you reached down to the water, you could touch it.
Okay.
Right?
So
I'll
she's
give you a
probably
hand.
able to get
I'll
herself
reach out a
mostly in
hand.
the water.
I'll reach out a hand and help lower.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah. She's mostly just making sure she doesn't just like plummet in, seing like
Or
where the
fall
bottom
in.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from where you
that's
are,
right.
you can sort of see like you're pretty sure it's solid down probably like 4 feet or so.
Cool.
So pretty deep, but doable. You make your way into it,
hates
and
it.
it is. Yeah,
She's in the water now.
there you go. And the rest of you can come down. But
The area is not really that big, is it? I mean, there's enough
probably
room
like-
for 2 of us. So
you
far.
probably you're looking around. It sort of widens out to like 10 feet, but that's about it. It's like a 5-foot hole, and then like it sort of
Okay, and it's dirt walls basically.
yeah. You're just
I'm
like
gonna
underground.
I'm gonna stick the torch in the wall.
Great, love it. You do it.
Mhm.
All right. You'll make your way down. If anyone has any details, please jump in and roleplay because that's always fun. But otherwise, you make your way underground into this sort of subterranean river filled with dirt and junk.
And just before I start going towards town, I want to look back at the other direction, see just basically what I can see possibly. That is it an opening, kind of like what we're going into?
Yeah.
Or is it
yeah,
actually
basically.
closed down further to where there's not actually a passage?
It does extend off both directions like it's a subterranean river.
Kind of like a tunnel.
Sure.
Okay.
How deep is the water? If I
4 feet.
okay,
So you're
I'm gonna
be up
wade
to, like,
into
your
it.
chest or so.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to. I'll be holding. Up. Loot already is kind of wrecked, so I'll sling that on my back, and I'll ready
Dude,
the
it's so good to
crossbow.
Get in the water.
It's not the music that's important. It's just having the instruments.
Yeah, I'll cast mending on that later, but
Sure.
for now I'll swap it for a crossbow, and just cock it
Great.
and get it ready. Well,
Great.
we're here for hunting monsters, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to get my crossbow ready as well.
I will. What does she really do? I guess she has a crossbow. But yeah, she'll use a crossbow.
Actually,
We're
I'm
gonna play one
instead of my
ours.
crossbow, I'm going to get out my short bow.
Okay.
I have
Sure.
a better range on my short bow.
Sure. You're probably not going to be able to do much further than your dark vision range anyway, so probably not going to change much. But
Well, Tybalt,
Well, with my
Lead
hand
the way.
crossbow, I've only got 30 feet.
What's that?
it's
Well-
a hand crossbow. Fair enough.
oh, I guess actually, Resvora is leading the way, right?
I think we'll go
Yeah.
side by side. I can
You
check
can reorient as much
if
as you
need
want.
be. I can check for traps and stuff like that. That's what I do.
Great, yeah.
Works for me.
You assemble yourself into a marching order that you like and continue on. And anyone who is poking around for traps or other things, please feel free to make me a roll. Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah. How do you want me to do that?
That
Investigation.
sounds like an investigate. Yeah.
I'm and while she's doing that, I'm third in row.
Oh
I
shit!
have my shield and a torch out and ready to drop the torch and pull up my longsword, and I'll just be using a perception check if there's any enemies or threats around us.
Okay. You're probably noticing pretty quickly that bringing weapons to bear is going to be relatively difficult if this situation stays the same as it currently is and doesn't like widen out to a place you can fight better. So I didn't really think about this when I was planning this, but yeah, we might want to look at the weapons in water rules. If you can fire above the stuff, you're not a problem, but if you're like holding a crossbow underwater, it's going to...
Crossbows actually work pretty good underwater.
Crossbows, yeah, exactly. Crossbows is one of the things I was going to say does work quite well. So depending on positioning, it may or may not be a problem, but basically anything thrusting is fine, so or mechanized like a crossbow is. But like swinging a sword and stuff is difficult.
Yeah. Okay. 20 perception.
Awesome, great. So as you continue through this, I'm not sure exactly what the tenor of the room is, but you're pretty much assuming the room that you're heading
I'm
in
gonna
the right
hold
direction.
a blowgun above the water just to keep it dry. So,
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I made a class that uses blowguns. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, good job.
It's the most useless weapon in the game.
Not if you're a Kensei monk.
Not sure if I agree with you on that, but okay.
They can make them D10s.
Knowing that this is a water elemental,
Yes.
I'm going to convey to the party piercing and sharp weapons probably won't do a hell of a lot. We need blunt weapons.
Cool.
Your piercing and your sharp weapons are going to just slice through.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
At which point, I'll kind of take my crossbow and put it back on my back. And, yeah.
That's what I have.
I personally don't have any blunt weapons other than my fists.
Tybalt, you have a torch, so you're not impeded by your vision. But what you notice something in the movement of the water before anyone else does.
Who, me?
Yeah, you made the roll,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
That's as if something is moving up through the water and displacing it in a way that causes you to go, oh, something is coming. You can't see anything yet, but you can feel the vibrations in the water that something is approaching you and very quickly.
There's movement in the water.
How closely packed are we?
It's like a 10-foot wide thing. In combat, you take up a 5-foot square. So if you want to be walking like shoulder to shoulder, you can take up less space than that, but you're not
I'm gonna be
combat
back
ready.
towards the back
Otherwise,
with
you're
Kaylin.
you're standing 2 by 2 basically.
I'll
So
be
what was
back
that, Todd?
towards the back with Kaylin and Ariana.
Great. Tybalt, do you say anything?
So, just before we get into this, can I check? Because there's one situation with fighting with weapons in water.
Yep.
What about spells?
As long as you can produce your components, so if you need to speak, you probably will be impeded. But only if your head's underwater, right? If your hands are underwater,
Right.
you can make your gestures underwater fine. You don't have to hold them.
Right.
Yeah, but your head needs
But
to
if
stay
it's-
underwater.
But if it's vocal and somatic, then we have to be Like our head has to be
As long
above
as your
water.
voice is able to
Okay.
resonate.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as
Just
you can
wanted to
utter your-
double check it.
Yep, no, good thing to establish.
Okay.
Tybalt, you are first to be able to react to what you learn. Resvora, you are the second to go, wait, I feel something.
Okay.
But Tybalt, you have initiative to do what you will.
Tybalt. Do I sense?
Sorry.
So do I sense it within 10 feet of me?
Would you like to?
I would actually like
Okay,
to see
sure.
like.
Yeah. It's coming towards you quickly, and you can prepare for when it is as close as you want it to be.
Right. So I am going to, if I have initiative, I'm actually going to move out to intercept it.
Yep.
And
Sure.
try to grapple it.
Great. So, you are feeling that something is moving through the water. You step forward in front of your party, trying to see anything, and you're not seeing anything. It's just water, but you focus on the vibration. And would you like to just like kind of guess where it might be and just like grab into the water? Because I'm going to
Sure.
say, I'm not going to be like, no second roll. You got that. You can do that. It's just like, that's what we're visualizing, right?
Okay. Just also so that you know, I have blind sight.
Oh, hello. That's
Nice.
not a
Blind
thing I
fighting.
approve.
So
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure I said anything from Tasha's is up to my approval, and please tell me before the game. But
Oh,
that's
sorry.
fine.
Well,
Yeah,
blind fighting.
blind fighting is cool. It is weird, but it's cool. All right, great. So
Definitely.
you're gonna make a grapple check against something that you can't technically see, but you are gonna hit the right space. Please make a roll.
Okay. So I guess it's like a athletics check.
Yeah, grapple is normally a athletics check, and I will make a resisting check.
I'm putting my bow away and breaking out a torch. I can at least use that as a weapon.
Okay,
I'm going to spend an inspiration.
great.
14.
All right. 14 total is versus my 18.
Ooh. Not going to
so-
grapple it.
You reach into the water. You're sure you've got it. You can feel this like watery thing ripple past you and like out through your arms, basically.
Okay.
Very slippery.
Mhm.
Resvora, you are next. I think you are just straight up next act, just because you saw it coming. You felt it coming too, and everyone else I want to roll initiative. So it's going to be like I'm just setting initiative order as people act, but I think that everyone else reacts at the same time, and then we have initiative to establish it. I have a weird relationship with initiative, so just it's weird, and don't worry about it too much. It'll make sense.
So I think I see Tybalt like try to do this and recognize that they don't succeed. Can I still see the ripples that it's making in the water?
You're feeling it, right? You felt it approach.
Okay.
Basically, it was like coming down real fast at like 50 feet, and Tybalt could feel it, and then when it got to like 20 feet, you could feel it or something like that. Sort of like, not really, but like that's the sort of thing you can imagine, right?
Right. Okay.
I
think.
But yeah,
I'm gonna
you can
go-
sort of tell where it approximately is. It's like almost like in the same space as Tybalt is.
Okay.
So how do I drag things onto here? We've got
I think she's gonna
initiative
try
rolls.
and like lunge forward.
I just
She has one of her short swords out. She's gonna try and like lunge towards where she thinks it might be after it passed
Great.
Tybalt.
Mhm.
Try and pierce it with her sword.
Okay, so Tybalt, we've got Resvora, then we've got Kaylin, Keerla, and okay, cool. Ariana, did you roll initiative? I don't see it.
Bring it
Oh.
back.
Oh, you just click initiative. Or,
Yeah, that'll work.
okay, cool.
We don't have any tokens or anything right now, so that's fine.
Okay.
You also got a 19. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
last.
I do the opposite of most people, where I resolve the lower modifier because it means you had a higher die roll, is the way I like to do it. So that puts you a smidge above Keerla. But I'm happy for you two to like effectively go at the same time, and then you can choose who goes if you really want to.
Okay.
And what is your name? I forgot it. Ariana. Okay. And then Reese. And did I forget anybody? Probably. There's a lot of you.
There's only 6 of us.
Yep. Who am I missing? I'm missing.
And that's a
Kay.
lot for one game.
I missed Kaylin. Okay. Beautiful. Great. Good. Resvora, you said what you were doing, and I completely need you to repeat it because I was distracted.
That's okay. So she sees Tybalt go forward and try to grapple this thing. He fails, and she's going to try and lunge forward with her short sword and try and like pierce it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where she thinks it might be.
Great. Make an attack roll with whatever weapon you want to make an attack roll with.
Oh, okay.
You can't see it, so you're going to have disadvantage, but you are not going to just flat out miss from not knowing where it is.
Okay. How do I put disadvantage?
It's if you have been rolling. Let's see. Let me just check. Just make the roll. It'll automatically roll twice, and we'll take the better. If you didn't have advantage, we'll just take the first one. But
Oh, okay.
it automatically will reroll in 2 dice. Boom! You critically hit. You
Nice.
cut through the water, and you can feel some odd resistance that you would not normally expect. If you just click on the word short sword in the like dice roller,
Yeah.
cool. That's 8 damage. Let me keep track of this.
Darcy,
Cut through.
in order
Mhm.
for me to roll to hit or damage, is it alright if I add a club to my? Since I'm using the torch,
Mhm.
if I add a club to my list so that it actually has something to roll against?
Are you attacking, or do you mean what are you talking about?
Right, the torch I'm going to use as an
Oh,
attack.
yeah. If you want to attack with the torch, club is totally reasonable. I will accept that.
It's more of a blunt weapon, yeah.
Alright,
Darcy?
Mhm.
Just, I'm just looking at Bianca's roll. It looks like it didn't roll with double the D6.
Yeah, the 6 plus 2. The 2 is the second d6.
Is it?
That said, you've reminded me of something. Resvora, are you holding 2 weapons?
Not right now. She just has
Okay.
the one out.
Great. Do you have a shield in the other arm?
No.
Okay. If you want to, you can draw your other weapon and make another attack as a bonus action.
Oh. Sure. Yeah. What the
I
hell?
believe
This will
believe
work.
short swords are light in that way. And I did tell you I was going to get you a custom fighting sticks thing if you wanted to use that.
I mean, we can talk about it down the road, maybe for changing them out. But
Sure.
I'm happy with the short swords for today.
Cool. Awesome. So I believe you can deal with short swords. That's what most people do. So, yeah, whenever you make an attack with a light one-handed weapon and you have another melee, another light one-handed weapon in your offhand, you may use a bonus action to make a second attack with that second weapon.
Cool. And drawing it doesn't use up the bonus action on its own. That's part of it.
It is if you have used up your free once per turn item interaction, then you would have to spend a full action to do so. But otherwise, you're using what is technically a free item interaction or object interaction.
Dual weapon combat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Great. Please make another attack or another hit. You hit. Great. Another 8 damage. Excellent.
Nice.
So you're cutting through, and I am obligated to tell you that it feels like there is some form of resistance to this damage. So you're doing half
Right.
damage. It is a meta thing, but I believe I am required to let you know when you do damage that is being resisted. But the slashing is doing damage. It's not like completely negated. And you're probably, I think as you cut into it, you hear this like weird almost like shrill, almost like siren sound actually. Not like it's not going to start doing any weird charm stuff on you or anything, but it's just like this like weird high pitched like resonant sound basically that like comes out of the water, and it's just like a sound of pain. It's not there's no like mental save or anything that I'm saying.
Okay.
Cool. I guess I should know who's next. That's like why I made this list. Ariana.
Yeah.
Or Keerla, whoever of you two has like knows what they want to do most.
I'm going to club it.
Great. So we're getting quite a bit of us sort of packed around the same spot, but I think that's fine. It's sort of like we saw Tybalt like move forward and grab through it, and sort of like went through. So I think that works. Is that that is a 2 on the die plus 3. Yeah, you splash into the water. Now you are using like a torch. Are you actually like splashing into the water?
I was splashing at where they were trying to cut at.
Right, but I mean, if you connect with the water with a torch, your torch is going to go. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm using it as a club. It's not lit.
Oh, you just did? Okay, I thought this was a lit torch.
No, I'm using it as a club.
Right. Someone else has a torch. That was Tybalt, right? So, excellent. Beautiful. Right, you're just using it as an impromptu club. Awesome. Splashes into the water. Doesn't seem to hit anything. You're not even 100% sure if you hit in the right spot.
Right.
Because it is very difficult to, like, it doesn't look like anything. It looks like looks like you're just attacking water.
I'm a kid in the bathtub slapping at the water.
Yeah, basically. Ariana, what do you do?
So I'm gonna use my nice and dry blowgun and try and shoot at where I think this thing is, using the bolts that I have previously applied my chill touch ointment to.
Yes. So Nostradamus sort of
needle, sorry.
They effectively cast cantrips by coating blowgun needles or a simple weapon.
Yeah.
So this is effectively chill touch if you hit with the attack roll.
Yeah, the only difference is that it is at the end of this thing's turn it will apply.
Yes, it doesn't happen immediately.
Yeah, so I just
You do still do the blowgun damage though, of 1 point of damage.
Yay! So, and I use my intelligence modifier, so just roll a d20 plus 3.
Also, your proficiency bonus. So
that's 2. So
yeah,
that's
2
12 plus 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't trust the. Yeah, so.
Yeah, great. Boop boop.
Hold on a sec. Way.
All right, beautiful. I don't have anything bad happen on nat ones. There's automatic fails, even if your total is high enough to meet the AC of the target.
Ow!
So you prep your blowgun. You think you know where it might be based on where people have been attacking, and you end up hitting where where we saw Keerla attack, because you don't know that Keerla didn't hit.
Yes, I mean, in the sense I can't really feel it, and like it is,
Yeah.
and it doesn't seem, it's not visually like doing anything with the water. So like, yeah, yeah.
Next up, we have. Why do I keep closing this list?
Kaylin.
Okay. So I'm gonna reach into my kind of pouch, and I'm gonna pull out a little, a different little vial, and I'm gonna just like kind of throw or sprinkle. It looks like, well, everybody thinks it's water. I'm gonna put it on to Tybalt,
Nice.
Keerla, and Resvora, and just like a little sprinkle on each.
Spritz.
And each one of you has now
Bless.
well, technically speaking it would be bless, but you
Nice.
each have a d4 for any attack roll or a saving throw. And then that's my action.
Cool.
And in terms of I don't really get this bonus action this round, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of start looking around, or I'm gonna kind of back up a little bit away from where they are, where they're fighting, where this thing, and just kind of prepare myself.
Great.
That's what I do.
Question, Darcy.
Yes,
when,
please.
When Resvora hit this thing, did I hear this shrill screech?
Yeah, it was like the whole chamber sort of like let out this
Okay.
sound.
Knowing that, my bonus action at the end of the round would be to put my torch away and pull daggers.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. Definitely.
Knowing her sharp weapon did something,
Mhm.
I'm going to add to it myself.
I'm gonna pull out your better weapons. Yeah, cool, awesome, love it. Reese, I believe it is time for you to do what you do best, which is drink some water, right?
I'm good at
Drink
drinking.
it up.
I'm a drink you. No, so my crossbow is on like a shoulder strap type thing. So I just kind of drop it, swing the guitar or the lute around, and I'm going to try to watch this thing and delay until it's... is there a place where I can set off a 20-foot radius area of effect without hitting my friends?
Not currently.
And still hitting it.
Depending on like its movement, maybe, but right now it's sort of like you don't have space to have all of you line up and attack it from one side. It's basically passed between past Tybalt, so that Tybalt is on one side, then there's it, and then there's the
Perfect.
more
I'll hit
attackers.
Tybalt. That's fine.
Yeah, you can do that.
Payback's
so are
Payback's...
you making? Sorry, go ahead.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a pretty, I hope, a good bead on where it is, and I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on it and Tybalt, and hopefully nobody else in the party.
Ooh, I love it. That's such a good solution to this.
So what I'm gonna do is
You get a D4.
Save.
Save.
What's the save?
That's dexterity, I believe. You have to dodge out of the way of this explosion of
it's
blades.
dexterity.
Don't forget your D4.
And I should also make a save. Let's see. My
You
dexterity is pretty good. Yeah.
Darcy, you do not get a D4.
What? I think I deserve it.
You don't.
Well, it wouldn't have
Sorry.
helped anyway. What's the DC, Todd?
14.
12.
I do make 4. Nice.
Sorry, what was the DC?
14.
14. That makes more sense.
Yeah, 14.
I also
Sorry.
fail. I fail with
Awesome.
a total of 5.
So everybody has advantage on attacking it and Tybalt.
What color does it suddenly start to illuminate?
It's going to be like
Outline?
this slightly shifting, almost like Aurora Borealis, kind of green and blue, kind of shifting colors. The whole area illuminates slightly in this outline, including
Little
Tybalt. This just
pebbles
kind of
and
sticks
stuff
in
and
them.
chunks of sod.
But you can see its
start to
shape a little
illuminate.
better as it moves
Odd.
through the water.
So we
Could you
can see
please-
it now.
Could you please get ready? Yes, you cannot. You can see it, and you have advantage. Todd, can you
I'm
get
also-
ready to accept an image?
Absolutely. The other thing is, I'm also going to spend a bonus action, and I will give a inspiration to Tybalt and be like,
Nice.
"You smoke on the water," and that's your inspiration.
You see this creature appear in the water around your legs. It's sort of like a tube of water in a kind of eel-like shape, but also there are these separate sections of solid water that come out from the sides of it like fins. So thank you for that. I love it. I hope everyone saw the display.
Yeah. It's on them. And that's
Very
my
good.
turn. I guess I'll back up
That
a
is
little
your
bit.
turn.
Ew.
As it illuminates, we all see it move under the water and begin to sort of shake and elicit more of this like screaming sound. Chunks of the ceiling and walls begin to fall away into the water, around you as it rises up and appears above the water. There's more space above the water now as this shape floats up above the water, dripping bits of itself.
Ichor. Call it Ichor.
Yeah, and it floats in the air as I have drawn it. Everyone, please make a dexterity save to not be hit by chunks of falling debris. It probably won't be much damage, but you still need to do that. And this is incidental. You will also need...
I just click the dexterity button.
Yeah.
Don't forget Keerla, Tybalt, and Resvora. Don't forget to roll your d4s.
I don't need it. I rolled a 25.
Yeah, looks like everybody passed perfectly well. Not even like half damage for this. It's just falling debris. Nothing too bad as it rises up. And this was just incidental. It still turns and lunges at somebody, trying to smother them. Yes?
For the D4, does that carry forward if we don't use it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
if you do use it, if you don't use it,
You
it's
use it. Yeah,
each time.
it's for every attack and
This
every
is-
save for the next 10 rounds,
until the spell ends.
Oh, okay, cool.
If you got the spell
which
or
is
something.
technically 10 rounds, 1
Yep.
minute.
Got it. All right.
You're good. And it is going to lunge at probably the one that was most
Damaging.
painful to it. And Resvora,
Resvora.
this creature
Oh no.
dives basically at your head and tries to smother you with its entire body. I need to make a roll. What's my bonus to this? 5? That seems appropriate. Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Is your armor class exactly 18, or?
No, I'm 15.
Okay. It would hit if it was exactly the same. Yeah, it's meat speeds. And wouldn't have mattered, but I was curious. Anyway, so it like lunges at you, splashes down on you, and you feel it like force its way into. Maybe you hold your mouth closed well enough, but it gets in through like the sides of your lips, or maybe in through your nose. It starts to like drown you in itself. I need you to make a
What?
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
No. Spit it
Oh,
out.
Do you get a plus
There we go.
4?
I
A
couldn't
D4.
Find it. Hang on. How do I also roll a D4?
You do get a D4 to that.
Yes, you do.
That is
15?
enough.
15. Cool.
That is enough. Now
Cleric bless for the win.
you probably saw how it affected Reese earlier, so you might not be out of the weeds yet, but
You didn't even see all of it.
you're not
It-
feeling it yet.
I went away.
You are,
It
however,
was both ends.
drowning. Let's see.
Drowning.
You are considered grappled for the time being, and you're also drowning, which means probably nothing right now. You had your lungs full and everything. You were good to go. You were ready to not be hit, so probably you're going to be fine. If you are caught unawares and start drowning, and your lungs just get filled with water, you can only survive for like a number of rounds equal to your, I think, Constitution modifier. But holding your breath, you can last a lot longer. And I think you saw this coming. So you're okay, but it's an issue.
In trouble.
Yeah.
In danger. Cool. Okay.
But no additional damage happens to you yet. So please, back to the top of the order, which is somebody.
Tybalt.
Tybalt!
Okay, I see this happening, and I am going to strike it with the torch.
Beautiful.
And so I have advantage.
Yep, it is shimmering.
If it attacks
Okay.
Tybalt, it does have advantage on him, just FYI.
It's true.
Oh, and let me just take the higher roll, and I think I get the +4, right? The plus D4.
D4,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it applies
Yeah,
to
you
both.
do.
So that is already a hit. If you want to save yourself some time.
Okay. Yeah, sure. 18.
You strike into it with this torch. This is like a lit torch, right?
Yeah, it's a lit torch.
Okay. This will be fun. I like this.
It is flammable.
Kaboom!
I
Oh.
am hesitant to sort of off the dome stat out a lit torch because that could have some dramatic implications. I think you can have a portion of the damage be fire if you wish. Not you're going to do bonus damage. Does that seem fair?
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
Cool. So, however much damage you want to be fire can be fire. How much damage you want to be bludgeoning can be bludgeoning. It can be all. It could be nothing. I don't care.
So, would you say the torch is what, a D6? Like the.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, it's
club.
like a club.
D6.
Clubs.
Okay.
Clubs D6 D4.
D4. Okay. 4 plus 3.
My club was D4 plus 1.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was D4. Great.
All right. So I do 6 damage, and I'll say half is bludgeoning, half is fire.
Great. You cut into it, and your torch goes out.
Yeah, smashing into it.
And it does not have any resistance to fire, which is surprising to me, but I will accept it. Oh wait, no, it totally is resistant to fire. Never mind. I just misread it. Cool. So 6 damage. Both types are halved, and the light is out.
Okay.
You do see like a gout of flame, but there is an outline of this whole thing. Everyone should still be fine to hit things. Unless
also
they
outline.
accidentally shoot the other outlined thing, you know. Who would make that mistake, though?
Yeah.
What's
All right.
your airline thing? Sorry.
Tybalt.
Yeah.
I mean, one looks like a weird, terrifying winged noodle, and the other thing looks like a human. So probably no one will make that mistake, but you never know.
It was smart. It would change your save into a human, and then yeah.
Resvora.
So as my free action to end the round, I'm just gonna draw my longsword and have my shield at the ready now.
Boom. Love it.
Oh, done. Did it. Finished.
Resvora.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do? This is in your throat, basically. It has not started flooding your lungs yet, but it is on you. You were grappled. Grappled meaning that there's a bunch of disadvantages stuff. I can find the exact rulings, but it's not a great time.
Am I able to try and disengage? Is that an action I can take?
Oh,
Yes,
also,
the grapple.
So let's see. You can try to break the grapple as an action, I believe, or is that just free? At the
Yeah.
end of your turn?
Yeah,
Dex plus
that's-
Dex, like you could do an acrobatics check or an athletics check.
Yeah, it would be an action though. It would take
or
your
a
whole
strength
turn.
check. Or a
Yeah,
strength check.
strength plus athletics or Dex plus acrobatics, I believe.
Oh,
That would
okay.
be legal.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go with acrobatics.
Get him, girl.
Okay. Describe how you disengage from this thing trying to drown you.
I'm imagining it happens pretty fast. It tackles me and we both go under the water, and I'm going to, instead of resisting right away, I go with it and try and use its own momentum against it to like propel myself away from it.
Love it.
And I don't know, there's some rock or a little outcropping or maybe some roots down there or something that I can grab onto or push off of to kind of give a little added momentum and just kind of like rocket myself away through the water just enough to get away. And then if I can I also use my movement to try and get away again further?
Yeah, so technically your action would be used to break the grapple, and then
Right.
you're still stuck there with it.
Yeah.
If you moved without also taking a disengage action, which is a whole other action, so you couldn't do both,
Oh, it is.
you
Okay.
would be provoking attack of opportunity. It would be able to like lash out and in desperation, which you could take a risk for or not. That's up to you.
Yeah, maybe I'll stay there. I'm a
Cool.
melee fighter. Being closer is better anyway.
It's probably the right.
Am I still able to use a bonus attack this round for?
Only if you make an attack with a
Yeah.
weapon can you make a bonus.
Right,
It's sort of
okay.
like a 1-2 punch. If you don't do the first
Sure,
punch,
yep.
you're the first punch still
No,
takes
that
the
makes
same amount of time.
Cool. All right, but I'm no longer drowning. That's what matters, right?
That is what matters.
All right. Cool.
Cool. Everybody witnesses this splish splashing happening, and we move on.
Do I see that it may have like a head Where
Yeah,
it's
totally.
looking
There's this,
towards
like,
her.
tube of water, basically, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's actually it's got its attention towards her.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
it's still
I knew it
fixated on
tasted
her.
like water worms.
Thank you. Sneak attack.
Water worms. It's like ringworms, but, bigger.
Yeah, Keerla, if you want to go now, you can get your sneak attack off with your adjacent ally distracting it.
I do believe I'm next anyhow.
Well, it's also fairy fired, so he has advantage.
You also have advantage, that's true.
Right. That's the first one,
Very good.
and that's the second one.
Okay. I would appreciate if you declare your sneak attack damage before you make your second attack, because if you say I want to save it to my second attack and then you miss, you don't get it. If you apply it to your first attack, then if your second attack's a nat 20, you don't get the bonus nat 20 damage. It's like a weird finicky rule, but it's something that I do think is...
Okay, in other words, roll the first one, then damage, then the second one, and damage.
Yes, please. And even
Okay,
if you
sorry.
like, if we're fighting like a mob, you could kill something with your first attack and then use your second attack on someone else. That's totally legal as well. So rolling
Okay.
damage is good. Yeah.
Damage on the first one.
Okay.
I don't know. Do I get even bonus beside?
So you're doing your D4 plus 4, great. Your sneak attack is an additional 6, and that's everything. Yeah. So that is very nice. So
Okay.
11 more damage.
And the second one without the bonus.
And then the second without the bonus, yes, it's just an additional 5, which is
Okay.
also
16 total.
I like rounding up, so you can get the extra 3 there. Very, very good. It seems to be slowing down. You got another like really good hit on it. It has this weird scream that happens again, that very shrill vibration through the whole water. But it is not down and out.
And I'm going to try to. What I want to try to do on the bonus portion of this round is to get its attention away from Resvora.
Okay.
Sorry, just
That is something you can describe yourself doing. Technically, you've already used your bonus action because you attacked twice.
yeah. I do have a question on the damage.
Please.
Are you? I don't know if you're allowed to apply your attribute bonus unless you have the feat.
I won the second attack and you don't have the attribute bonus. That is true, and I completely forgot. Thank you.
I didn't add it.
I mean, it has been added.
No, it hasn't been. Just for you, Darcy, just so you know.
Yeah, no,
It
I
would just be a
completely
1.
forgot about that. Also, that's something that you need to know, Bianca, in the future.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to retroactively change the damage, but I will remember that in the future, because that's a very good point. Unless you have a special weapon fighting. you don't
Resvora
get
doesn't
it.
have that problem because she's a 2-weapon fighter, right?
I don't know, what fighting style did you take?
I assume.
Yeah, no, I'm a 2-weapon fighter.
Okay, yeah, so that
she
has
can
a
add
lot.
her ability modifier.
You are correct, and thank you for watching my back. All right. Ariana, I believe, is next.
Yeah.
Correctly.
So I'm kind of, I don't know if this is possible. Is there like a way I can hit this? Is there a place where I could put a 15-foot cube that would hit the elemental, but not any of my?
Everyone's pretty entangled right now. You're gonna have to choose one to hit, and that one cannot be Kaylin. I think everyone else is fair game. Well, probably not our Reese friend either.
Okay.
Anyone who's in melee with it, though, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to get at least one of them if you want to do whatever you're thinking.
Okay, so maybe I'll hold off with that for now.
Probably good. But you have like perfect eyes on the thing. It's still illuminated. If you want.
So I'll try to blow gun it again, like try to apply this ointment to this thing. Yeah. So I will. So I'll roll another chill touch. Deal shot.
Love it. Please do.
Is this with an advantage or?
Yep. You have
Yes.
advantage. Well, that's a good point, actually. Keerla, your attacks would have also would have had advantage, so theoretically you might have been able to get a nat 20 when you otherwise did not.
Oh,
Okay.
But that's the only thing that would change if you care to roll for it.
well, I suppose I could. Let me.
Yeah. If you want to roll twice, I'll say the first one is the second die for the first one, and the second one is the second die for the second one.
Yeah, I forget. What am I rolling here?
It's a dagger attack.
Just a D.
Oh, my dagger attack.
Yeah, or you can just roll 2d20s. That works too.
Yeah.
Because we're only looking for the nat 20.
Oops. It didn't go over the air. Let me do it the dagger.
Hmm.
That was the
Oh,
first
so close.
So close.
one. And that's the second one.
Cool. Rolling great, but doesn't
Really
change.
close.
Yeah.
Really close.
I have just remembered though.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out whether what does everybody think? The light is out, but it is illuminated. Do those counteract and it's a flat roll, or for
Well, We
for-
have
Oh,
dark
we did
vision.
How far away did we get away from my lit torch that's stuck in the wall?
That's a good question. Probably far enough. It's not very much range.
I think Fair Fire does illuminate a fair bit, the thing you're after.
I think so. I think the Fair Fire is creating enough light.
Plus, we have dark vision. The
Well, some of
majority
us.
of us.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it now because Ariana's about to go.
Yeah.
Who is a human.
Gotcha.
But I think that the Fairy Fire, because it illuminates all objects, the walls are glowing. Like, you're good.
You can kind of see the area a little.
Mhm. Yeah, I love it. And you
All right.
still get your advantage.
All right, cool.
So
So,
what
yeah,
would you like to-
I'm gonna roll.
Great. That is... Oh, I see. You're rolling with advantage there. Great. So your 17 plus 5 will hit. You will do 1 point of damage as the needle sinks into the creature and begins to float in the water, distributing some kind of ointment. That is what
Yeah.
you correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I
Apply
love it.
4 times a day.
Cool. So that is single point of damage, but what spell will be released?
I thought it was Chill Touch.
It was Chill Touch? Okay.
Yeah.
So Chill Touch is on the stack, as it were. Great.
Oh god, it's blue. Can cast counter spell.
Yeah, can. Just you wait. Alright. Ariana and Keerla have the same initiative. Kaylin.
Okay.
You do.
I've stepped back a little bit, so I'm just again gonna reach into my, a different pouch, and I'm gonna pull out a kind of tin-looking, like circular thing,
Mhm.
and a little, like hitter, and I'm gonna hit the thing, and
Doing this, huh?
Huh?
So we're doing
Yeah.
this one, huh? Alright.
We are. And I've decided to make it a gong. It's
Love
a
it.
gong show. I think we lost B.
We lost
Oh,
B.
okay. Okay, so the creature must make a
Yeah, I have to do something.
wisdom save. Wisdom 12.
Sorry, I dropped off. What were you doing with the hitter?
Okay, you made it.
Yeah, I don't have a negative to this, so. It'd be
Yes,
I don't have a
so-
positive either, though.
Can you hear me?
Just barely. Yep, hey B.
Hey, sorry, I missed what Kaylin did.
Oh, I cast Toll the Dead
Oh, cool.
with my little gong.
Nice.
But it didn't work.
It saved.
He's
It did
saved.
not-
I
does
feel
not
like he
care
should
for
get
your
disadvantage though for being fairy fired, but I know it doesn't work that way mechanically.
No, if it was like a deck save or something, maybe, but like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And I'll just put my shield back up again to kind of like pretend like I'm protecting myself a little bit.
Great. Yeah. So, it is sort of wriggling and like splashing all over the place, having been dislodged from Resvora's gullet. Thank you for that face. I appreciate that, Bianca. And it does not seem to be winning this fight. It is sort of, you can kind of see with the outline that it's becoming a bit hazier, like it's sort of melting into the water around it. Is having difficulty maintaining its form. And it begins to quickly flood backwards down towards the well. It does not disengage, because I think that's boring for creatures to do. So if
He's got to go through me.
Attack
yeah.
opportunities.
Yeah, he's got to go through me because I'm behind him.
It's water. It can get through you. But you do all get to make attacks of opportunity. Anyone in melee can...
Except for me.
Yeah. Reese, I don't think... You're not in melee either, right?
No.
Also, did I just skip your turn, Reese? I think it's your turn. You go last. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, don't forget.
Before
I
all
thought
this
it was going before me.
Oh, sorry. I'm saying before we just don't forget that the ointment will happen.
It will happen.
Yeah.
But Reese, yeah, I skipped you.
All right, I'm going to just drop the loot. It's also on a shoulder strap, but the opposite way, so it drops back. Scoop up the
You can see
crossbow.
its intent to flee.
Is it an action to ready the crossbow, or is that a bonus?
Do you mean like to hold an action?
No, I want to use my crossbow. But
if you
I
want to
wasn't
swap
sure if
weapons, that's a free interaction. If you want to swap
Okay.
2 weapons, it ends up being more, but that's only like...
I'm just literally
that's a
like
thing I'm
doing
right
the
now
whole
here about.
guitar loot swing thing, and then
Great, no, I love
scoop
it.
up the crossbow and fire. With advantage still, I think, right?
You still have advantage. 19
19?
will hit. Please,
Cool.
do your damage.
8. I don't know why it's
That
not
is-
rolling the damage.
15 will also...
Sorry, I don't know why. It didn't roll the damage for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll roll it manually. +5.
Sure.
+3. Whoa!
Ooh.
8 + 3.
That is a 11. I will round up for you. So that is a 6 whole damage to this. Very cool.
Hey,
Beautiful.
where are you going?
Lances into it. You can see, as described before, it's almost like water begins to pour out, but it is it as well. So it's not just like blood is pouring out of a creature. It's like the outline of the fairy fire is distorting as the shape of it begins to like become more fluid, and it turns and flees down the water, following the flow towards the town. Everyone gets attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm going to attempt to grapple it at the same time. I got my daggers out.
Love it.
How would I do that again? Just a regular straight
It's an
roll?
athletics check.
Athletics check?
So it's flat strength unless you have proficiency with athletics.
How about acrobatics?
No.
I'm actually going to try to grapple it.
It can
Acrobatics.
use acrobatics to get away from you, but you cannot use acrobatics to grapple it.
Cool.
I got a 14.
I do need to roll resistance. You are correct. Okay.
Oh, did you roll the D8 for the touch?
The what?
Oh, sorry. No, This is still his turn, right?
Yeah, this is still his turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts to flood outward. I don't know if technically Keerla would have the first attack on it, but I don't really care. You all three will get attacks, at least.
Okay, now this attack of opportunity, I'd still get a +4 to that, right? Because I still haven't used my inspiration, if you will.
This is not an attack. This is an attack, but it's not an attack roll. It's different.
It's a skill check.
D&D is a whole thing. Yeah, so you grapple through it, and you feel some like you feel like you're like, okay, I have hands on the thing. It is not getting away from me. You have passed its acrobatics check, and it just goes to water in your hands and it slips through anyway. It cannot be grappled.
Acrobatics check would have been better.
It cannot be grappled. It is immune to the grappled condition. It is made of water. Live and learn. So, you will see this happen if you want to not try to grapple it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just strike out at it.
Cool.
Actually, can I try to shove it prone?
You could try if you think that'll work.
Splash it up on the shore.
Like it's basically knocking it down, so it'll have a harder time fleeing.
I'm telling you that it's immune to grapple. You can make an informed decision of if you want to try and knock it prone or not.
All right, I'll just hit it. It's fine.
Cool.
Rolling with advantage.
That's Darcy's way of trying to tell you it ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
So
I mean, like, if
14 and
hit.
1d4, 15 to hit.
Oh, that was your.
You
hit.
do
Yeah,
have
15
your
hits.
inspiration for me if you need it.
It hits.
It'd be a DC.
I already hit it though.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. 3. Eight damage.
Beautiful. That is halved as expected, but you do. What are you attacking with? Just a
My
sword.
longsword.
Great. Love it. Hi, Chris. That was my brother.
Oh God, did you hear him?
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
he's finding something very amusing in the other room.
Resvora, you have an attack of opportunity if you wish to take it.
Okay, it's just a basic attack roll, right?
You may make an attack roll.
Yes. Okay.
You only get the one though. You don't get to like double stab.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
So
14 will
that,
hit.
and then the attack rolls, we get the D4, or do I?
You
even
do,
need it?
but 14 already hits.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And damage.
Very cool. 5 damage. That
Bless
is 3 more damage. It is getting wounded, but it.
You know we can hear you, right?
Yeah, I know. That's part of the fun.
Okay.
As it slips by and you attack out in sequence, boom, 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 slips through the hands of Keerla. It turns and regrets its decision. It feels like it is. I don't know how well you can sense the motive of a water beast, but it turns that momentum around. And which of the three of you want to be closest?
I was trying to grapple it, so I'd have to be right there.
Yeah, you're all right there, so.
Roll a d3.
Sure. Nobody wants to be brave and take the shot. I mean, obviously, Donnie just said so. I'm gonna say it's you. Keerla. The creature turns and instead of going for the throat like it did with Resvora,
Goes for the other way.
Slams into you, and no, it slams into you and rockets you against the wall, or at least that's what it tries to do. It's gonna roll to hit. Please tell me what your AC is.
15.
Okay, it surpasses that with a modified 20.
A fair fire illuminated
Actually, no, it's a modified
enema.
22. Whatever. Slamming you into the wall instead of trying.
We're watching
to
a live
grab you.
colonoscopy. Like the radioactive juice they make you drink. Like it shows up on the scope. Oh,
I would like
God.
you to take 11 damage, please, as you get smashed into one of the walls by this thing, and then it continues off again. Never made any disengage action, so it can do that.
You
How
still
are you
standing?
feeling at 11?
I don't know.
damage?
I'm laying on the floor.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see your body fall and hit the water as it.
I don't go below 0, correct? I just stop at 0.
You just stop
Yeah.
at 0, yeah. Unless it would like kill you outright, but I think that room move is. First of all, I know it doesn't kill you outright, and second of all, I think that is a boring rule, and I'd rather not kill you outright anyway. That's the reason why first level games die, not because actually people die, but because of the insta death rule. But anyway,
I'm at 0.
you're at 0. So we all see Keerla fall into the
Don't get
water.
it in his nose.
Probably, I'm gonna say back down just to be nice, but probably would be face down. And let me take a look at the actual movement of this creature so that everyone is being fair. It's got a 60-foot swim, and it didn't disengage or anything, so it's probably like 30 feet away from you all. So you could probably catch up. Then again, you don't, so you're probably moving pretty slowly in the water. So.
And it's heading for the well.
Its turn ends, and Chill Touch takes effect. Would you like to roll Chill Touch?
I would, yes.
Okay.
Shoot, hold on a sec.
You
Come
started
on,
do the
B,
damage.
do it
Already
in.
hit. You've already hit, so you just have to do your damage.
Do it in.
What? Both. That. Oh, wait, did I actually roll, or did it just do 8?
I didn't roll anything,
Okay.
but you can just roll a die.
Yeah, I know I am. I just mistyped the thing.
Don't worry about what I'm rolling. That didn't roll properly. I got some dots in the line here.
Ha! Wow, I'm rolling great tonight. Do you see that roll?
I do. You got a 1.
Yeah, I do
You
1.
no longer regain hit points, which is maybe good. I haven't described it to gaining hit points, but would you be able to notice? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm rounding up, so you do full damage. Beautiful.
I did total 2 damage. Yay!
Yeah. We're
And it
back.
turns into an icicle.
Do you want to describe it like as the like ointment that has been like injected into it?
Yeah, you see like
Fumes in.
a wavy figure of a hand inside it, just
Wow.
grappling around. Yeah, I actually read the thing. It's a hand. It's not what I thought it was.
I mean, that's true, but it is a potion version of it, so I don't know if it would actually show up as a hand or not. but-
It's like hand-shaped smoke. Kind
Cool.
of, yeah.
Yeah. And we see like this necrotic energy sort of ebb in throughout the body.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Tybalt,
right, it's
it is
Chill
your turn.
Touch, which does
Okay,
necrotic,
it's-
not cold.
It's
Yeah,
30
B.
feet away.
B, you
Yeah.
should have aimed for its butt
Mhm.
and have smoke up its ass.
I'm just gonna say like, someone help Keerla, and I'm gonna go after it. So, moving through the water? What's my movement speed? Like,
I'll let you make a athletics check if you want to ignore the difficult terrain. It won't take an action. I'll just let you do that.
sure. Yeah.
I'll set that as a DC 15.
TC 15. Okay. Let me do my athletics check.
And you can still use your inspiration, even though I told you what the DC was. I'll allow that.
Okay. And I will.
D6 if you want it.
That's
I'm
you have to get a plus 6.
I'm going to use a flashback
Ooh, I love it.
to a time when I was training, and I was doing my coach had made us, my team,
Mm-hmm.
to help us run faster. He made us stand in a pond and run across the pond.
Nice.
I'm
like-
picturing the guy from Rocky, the old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Forcing
gonna
us
do
so that we can build speed, just running through the pond to build up. And I just have that image in my head as I take an inspiration to re-roll
Yeah.
this.
Love it.
You call that hard running?
Yeah.
Lift your knees, damn it.
And that,
And
That's
I'm going
a
to spend.
stupid
Now I'm
movie
going to
series
spend
I've
the
never seen.
inspiration.
Blend the
Is
bardic
it a
inspiration.
D6?
And you have D4, don't you? As well.
No, this is an athletics check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not on this.
Oh,
Ah.
so no, I don't do it. Don't quite do it.
You're moving at half speed.
Oh.
Half speed. All right. I'm going to use my action to dash to close the distance. Then,
Okay.
so then it'll either have to fight me or I'll get another attack of opportunity.
Love
Yeah.
it. Resvora, you are unconscious. I need a death saving throw from you.
Wait, who is?
Resvora is?
Resvora,
Not
I'm
Resvora.
Keerla.
I'm sorry. It's Keerla.
Keerla.
You all have the
But-
same name. Every one of
but-
your names ends in A except for, well, actually most of you. Never mind.
Wait, but it's Resvora's turn, I believe.
It is Resvora's turn. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you do? You're
What?
muted.
What do I roll?
Bianca, you're
Constitution check?
muted. Bianca, you're muted.
Not yet. Not
Bianca,
yet.
You're muted.
It's first Bianca.
I'm
There you
muted. I'm sorry. It's okay. I
You
didn't
looked
say
like you were
anything.
getting so into it. I was like, I don't want you to waste this good stuff.
I didn't say anything that was relevant. Okay. I want to turn and look back at everyone and be like, "Can you guys take care of Keerla?" And then I'm gonna I'm gonna follow. I'm going to follow the monster, and
Yeah.
yes, and Tybalt.
Great. I'll offer you the same thing. You can make a DC 15 athletics check to ignore the difficult terrain, which would normally half your movement.
Okay.
You have to use your full movement to get there, so it's
Not quite.
okay. What would you like to do with your turn? You start
I
pushing
mean, I might
through
as
the
well
water.
dash too.
Sure. Yeah, you
Just
catch
get
up.
there.
You catch
Yeah.
up. Great.
This might kind of. Okay, so I want to. Sorry, no, it's Carolyn. Sorry.
You have the same initiative, actually. You can whichever.
Okay, well, I want to. I don't know. I think this would be cool, so I want to do it. I want to throw my Thunderwave potion ahead of it, so to knock it back towards us.
What is the range on your thrown potions?
30 feet. I believe even if I'm moving at half movement speed, I can still move enough to throw it ahead.
I think so. Great.
Yeah.
So we see you push forward into the water where you'd sort of previously been hanging back.
Yeah.
And you try to throw this potion. There's not a lot of headway. There was more room above previously because it came out of the water and made a big explosion. But
I do
you're
like
sort of a tight shot. There's no roll for it.
It's kind of a sideways throw, almost like a boomerang, but it's a spinning potion bottle.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. And you try and hit it in front of it so that it gets knocked backwards, right?
Yeah. Which I believe there's no roll for
I have to make a saving throw. Can you tell me what type of save? I failed the save.
Oh, it's
So
natural
please
I think
roll
it's
your damage,
Constitution.
and also it gets knocked back 10 feet through both of you because you're you caught up to it, right?
Yeah.
Tybalt and Resvora. So it gets knocked past you between the two of you, just boom backwards. Can you describe the potion exploding?
Yeah, it actually. Am I allowed to say explodes in midair or?
Sure, I don't care.
Yeah. It's like now we see the cool slow motion shot of going above the elemental and exploding in midair. There's this bright light and a huge boom as it's.
Oh yeah, and it shakes the whole place. More chunks of saw start falling from the ceiling. No saves. It's just
Purely
whatever.
cinematic debris. Yeah.
Cinematic debris happens.
Yeah.
We cut to outside and people walking around the town and just feel this earthquake. They're like, what was that? Please roll your damage. It does not get halved, and they get knocked back, I believe, 10 feet.
Yeah, 2d8. Ha!
Ain't that always the way?
Oh, shit.
Okay, that counts as 3 damage for our... Oh, no, it's thunder, actually. This is thunder damage.
Yeah, it's 100 damage, so
This is real. This is real damage.
yeah.
Is it super effective?
It's not... It's not lightning, it's thunder. It's different.
Wait. Really? It's fairly sound-based? Wow.
Yeah, it's a big sound boom.
Okay, I guess it makes sense, yeah.
But it does full damage, so that's great. Bringing us up to grand total.
Hopefully the knockback helps.
Yeah, it gets knocked back, thrown through the air, out of the water. It was sort of had descended into the water to swim faster, but I think the bottle probably explodes under the water and kicks it up a little bit, so it splashes out past Resvora and Tybalt. No attacks of opportunity though because of this forced movement, and that's a rule in this game for some reason. I mean, I know
That's weird, yeah.
Balancing. Balancing is a lie, not because
Yeah.
of realism. And we move on to I need a death save. please.
Yeah.
How do I roll it?
It's just a
D20.
Yeah.
10
If you
and
get
higher,
10
you
or
pass.
higher, you are good. If you get 9 or lower, you are bad. But until you get 3 of 1 good or bads, if you get 3 goods or 3 bads, nothing actually happens yet. You're simply dying.
All right, how do I roll the d20? I know I got the little die at the lower
In
left
roll-
corner.
Yeah, left.
So far,
In
it works.
roll 20, you can actually use the dice roller,
Down at
and
the
that'll
bottom.
work.
I can just roll for you if you prefer.
Don't trust him.
That don't.
My
Don't
dice
do it.
certainly are not weighted, I'm sure.
Don't do it.
I tell
You
you
have
what,
to be
I'll
responsible
roll
for your
over
own.
here, and I'll tell you what I got.
I'll believe
3.
you.
I got a 3.
Okay. So on your sheet, you should have a
That's a
spot
fail.
that says death saves, and you can mark a failure. If you get to 3
Yep.
failures, you die.
Yep, got it.
Cool.
But it's my turn next, so
That sounds right to me.
at that. So how far is the creature from me right now?
It's like 20 feet, a little bit further because you were in the back, but like 20, 25 feet.
Okay. So I'm going to cast first I'll cast a healing word
Very good. It's a bonus action.
to Keerla.
Damn it.
I finally
Max.
get to use a
Max.
bonus action. 8. I did. I got max. That's awesome. So 8 healing to you, Keerla.
Nice.
You are no
Nice.
longer making death saves, and then I've got my little gong still.
What's your
so
healing word
I'm.
look like? I've been
Oh,
enjoying
God.
your descriptions.
Yeah, with the healing word, I feel like I'll take out a little bit of gauze
Mhm.
and kind of whisper into it and throw it into the air, and it
You
casts
feel
the
like
spell.
fall down on them, land on
And I
on-
gotta write that down so I remember it.
love it. Lands on the words Keerla, and you gasp awake, floating on your back in the subterranean river.
Yeah.
Don't drink that.
Yeah, I should have had you fall face first and like automatically drink it. That would have been great.
That would
write
have
that
not
down
been
for the
good.
future.
And so then for my action,
Yes.
I'll move up, or I'll move my I got my movement, but I've got to check to see first if I can go full or half, right? So acrobatics, you said?
I was saying it was athletics. You're pushing through the water.
Athletics. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually prefer athletics.
Yeah.
I have better.
I guess
15?
theoretically you could like swim with acrobatics, maybe.
Yes.
15 is the number. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So I move my movement, my distance,
hmm
and so now I'm probably within the 60 feet of it,
You definitely are.
and I'm
Already
gonna
were, actually, yeah.
gong, and hopefully this time it fails. I hope so. It's a
It is I rolled exactly a 9. I have no modifier. It fails.
then it fails, and it's taken damage.
Describe how you kill it. If your damage is too low, maybe
So-
we'll break on. Now, just describe how you kill it. There's no way you're not going to kill it here.
It's a D12. Let's see. I just want to roll for fun.
Oh.
Oh, I'm glad you did. I still wanted you to roll. Don't get me wrong, but I want to hear everything about what this looks like as it gets knocked backwards through the water, and then
I feel like because it's this, like, when the gong goes off and it's like brain or its
it's
body
necrotic,
or whatever.
right? You're like
Yeah, it's necrotic.
affecting it very viscerally.
Yeah, I feel like it goes inside and just kind of it almost melts and like just kind of blows apart from the inside out.
Yeah. You're like
Yeah.
deconstructing the disease that it is.
Yep. That's something
Cool.
she would do.
Yeah. Very cool.
The gong of antibiotics.
Reese, if you would like to do anything cool just for flavor in your last turn.
I'm gonna rinse out my loot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we did it? Alright, great. Yeah, cool.
Oh, we're done?
I think we...
Hey, get up, Keerla. Get up. I'll help
We
them up.
see you, like, tending to people. We see you helping make more supplies. We see you maybe helping distribute some of the fresh water. And probably we also see...
What happens to the currently infected water? Does it just like clear up on its own, or
it does not.
Actually,
Please.
I would actually, yeah. Once I would let them deal with the creature, like getting it, removing it, or whatever, and I would start the process of purifying.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
Well,
We're gonna need everyone's
Oh.
strainers in the whole town.
actually? Yeah, does this
And
thing have a
cheesecloth.
corpse, or is it the?
It does not.
Okay, that makes sense.
It is gone.
It's called a splat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has more been cured than killed in a weird way.
Okay.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
And yeah, so we see you tending to the loose threads. We see Kaylin like purifying the water as the source of the taint is gone, but the water still needs to be.
I'm gonna sing the song of our exploits.
Please sing the credits music as we close out on our first episode of Dungeon Living.
The taint is gone. Oh, the taint is gone. We came here and we saved the day by taking away the taint away. Or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. Thank you everyone for joining us. I had a great time. I hope
Yeah.
everyone else did as well.
Yeah.
And this hit the mark that I was hoping for. We wrapped up the singular thing, and we will move on to other mysteries in the future on monsters to slay.
Do we level
Went
up?
a bit over time than I expected, but that is fine. Please, thank you for reminding me. Let us go to my custom experience sheet, which I haven't prepared earlier.
Oh.
Thanks very much for
Yes.
everybody for the follows.
At the end of each session, you'll be asked these questions. Did we conclude the current mystery? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Did we learn something new about the world? I think you did.
Yeah.
And did we learn something new about at least one of the PCs? We met all the PCs. I think we did.
Yeah.
For each of those points, you get what I'm calling growth. It's basically you're getting 100 experience times your current level. But if like you would level up from your first 100 experience times level, then your level has gone up, so the others are worth more. So you get 3 points of growth for this, which I believe is 300 experience, and everybody levels up.
Heyo!
Ooh.
The taint is gone. Oh, the taint is gone.
So I like tracking experience, so I do want you to track your experience, but I don't like monsters being the only way you gain experience, and then combat and stuff. So this is what I'm doing. For
Did we get experience from the monster though, or
300.
You
We
just
got 300.
You got 300 total.
total? Okay, cool. Yeah.
So it's under XP instead. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have to
And-
modify my thing
Yeah.
because I had. Yeah.
So did
Anyone-
I.
It
I can
defaults.
figure out where to find it now.
Anyone who
I-
doesn't have inspiration currently, which I think is
I still do.
is
I
that only Reese and
Tie.
Tybalt? Or did someone else use inspiration? I forgot. I think you both deserve inspiration, so you can mark that again for next session.
Yay!
Yeah.
To roll that over. If anyone else doesn't already have inspiration, I think everyone did a good enough job to get new experience for the next session. I feel like everybody hit the notes of their characters really well, which I'm, for one, am like legitimately impressed by, considering how like hard it is to sometimes like get a chance to show off your character when there's so many characters. So, good job, everybody.
I had fun. Like
I'm just shocked we lived.
Yeah.
Well,
Level
that's because
1.
you had a disease cleric with you.
Speak
Yeah.
for himself.
No, we were like pretty like our characters were pretty like set up for this particular piece.
Well, I found it really neat that Ariana and Kaylin could really nerd out together and like try to figure out what was, do their experiments. So that's going to be kind of fun to look toward in the future.
Yeah. You are we're both like magic, but like I'm more science magic. You're a lot more like magic. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So thank you
And
everyone for being here.
And Archie loved the game.
Yes.
I'm
He
glad.
thought
Hey.
it was amazing. See?
Do you want to outro us, Todd?
Well,
Do the honors?
I think the plan is we're going to be doing a pretty regular game Thursday nights, at least
Yeah.
for now. And if any changes
Next
happen, we'll be.
I cannot
sure
actually
to
make it, so
Oh.
if you want to run like a Shadowrun one shot, feel free. But I won't
might.
be able to pick it up next week.
Well, stick around. Watch the channel. I'll do announcements and stuff. And also, we have Instagram. And for those who are joining us for the first time, we also do podcast versions of all of this. So feel free to check out the podcasts. We do all of the podcast places. So, iTunes and Podbean and all those. So yeah, can check out all the backlog, some of these fine folks and their game. And thanks for watching. Thanks for the follows. And
Yeah,
thanks
for,
Darcy.
coming out.
It was real fun to play again.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it was really nice to see you just sink into it like a warm bath.
Like a-
I
bath.
feel
Like
like,
a
I
warm-
needed this. I've been working this whole time, and now I finally get a date at the spa.
Yeah, just
That's all
don't
you
drink
were.
the water.
Diseased water. Yeah.
The spa is metaphorical. Anyway,
we should go to Hot Springs Town next.
we should go to Hot Springs Town. Nice. Speaking of shoutouts and Instagram, a lot of the images that you saw tonight that I showed, I've previously actually shown on my Instagram because I am doing a daily village drawing thing to help me generate towns for this game specifically. So if you want to peek behind the curtain, you can go check out Boyd's Scratchings on Instagram. There's links in my Twitch and stuff and blah blah blah. But they're there and they're daily posts for all of July. So
Awesome.
this was the forest town where there's logging the place. Isn't that great?
And now they can get back to logging. And speaking of logging, it's time to go. All right, thanks very much, everybody. Stick around for the credits for all the Creative
Logging
Commons music.
out.
And I guess we'll all have questions as we level up. Darcy, you can expect some incoming Discord messages.
Beautiful. I love it.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I'm also leaving.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks so
And
much.
I
for
figured out how to
We,
roll
try to
on
record all of our
Roll20.
games as much as possible,
Yay.
whether that's Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowrun or another tabletop role-playing game. Just a quick side note about all the licenses and copyrights involved. Our music is all Creative Commons attribution music on our live stream video feed or YouTube replay or Twitch VOD. We always attribute each individual artist, so be sure to check out those individual artist attributions. Lots of love to so many people who make their work available so that we can do what we do. So thank you. It influences our game. It makes it immeasurably better. So much appreciation for them. Let's not forget the makers of the games. Dungeons and Dragons is copywritten by Wizards of the Coast. They own it. They make it available to all of us to play, and it's wonderful. We are in no way affiliated with them, and nor do they endorse this podcast, but we are very appreciative. The other game we often play is Shadowrun, which is Catalyst Games. And again, we are not affiliated with them and they do not endorse us, but we really appreciate their game and we hope you appreciate our game. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitch and YouTube and watch for those live games once we're streaming them out. And of course, we do accept suggestions for names, so please hit us up on Instagram and name our stuff. All right, thanks so much. I'm Todd, and this has been SideQuest Live. We'll see you again soon.